Also telling the House of Commons, Canada is preparing to strike back if a tariff deal is not reached. The U.S. set today as a deadline for best offers from multiple countries.
Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says that there are 18 active negotiations with our trading partners.
Fox Business's Edward Lawrence at the White House. The U.S. trade representative says a meeting with EU officials in Paris today showed a willingness to work on a concrete way forward to achieve reciprocal trade.
The top EU negotiator adding this: we're advancing in the right direction at pace and staying in close contact to maintain momentum.
Elon Musk tripling down on his criticism of the House-passed bill to advance the Trump agenda, posting today that no one who actually reads it should be able to stomach it. Some Republican lawmakers share his debt concerns and are pushing for more spending cuts, but Senate Majority Leader John Thune tells Fox cuts have to start somewhere.
Everybody knows we can't afford to allow a $4.5 trillion tax increase at the end of this year, and that's what the Democrats are advocating for.
The bill would extend the expiring 2017 tax cuts. Democrats pointing to new estimates from the Congressional Budget Office that the bill would leave nearly 11 million more people uninsured. A Washington state man accused of supplying ingredients for last month's bombing of a California fertility clinic, which killed 2 people, including the bomber, Guy Edward Bartkus. 32-year-old Daniel Park now charged with multiple counts, including providing material support to a terrorist.
Mr. Park, who shares Bartkus's extremist beliefs, is accused of shipping approximately 180 pounds of ammonium nitrate, an explosive precursor commonly used to construct homemade bombs.
U.S. Attorney Bill S.A. Lee says the men met in an online forum sharing a belief that people shouldn't exist. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
When you might see showers and storms. It's cloudy and 84 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:02. National Weather Service forecaster Mike Ryan talks about what to expect.
I think it's probably more tonight and overnight that the storms get here into the Indianapolis area. Can't rule out a few strong to severe storms.
Ryan says the whole state needs to be ready, too, with his biggest concern being strong wind gusts that could reach up to 30 miles an hour at times. He also urges you to watch out for heavy rain and small hail. Indiana's Attorney General is upset with 2 universities over DEI policy. Jarrett Lewis reports.
AG Todd Rokita says Butler and DePaul universities are violating their nonprofit tax-exempt status by keeping DEI policies alive. In letters sent by Rokita to both schools, he said they may be in violation of federal and state civil rights laws. He's requested each school to get back to him by June 27th with information on how they go through their admissions and hiring practices. Based on the response, Rokita said further action could be taken against the universities. Purdue and Indiana both recently announced they were ending DEI initiatives on their campuses. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Today, the Indiana State Fair dropped the first batch of performers set to rock the Hoosier Lottery Free Stage. Some of those include Three Dog Night and Melissa Etheridge this upcoming August. You can find discounts and the full schedule of shows at WIBC.com. $2.98 a gallon is the statewide average for gas today, says Gas Buddy. That's down 8 cents from where it was when the week started. The cheapest gas in the state is in Indianapolis at $2.69. The Discover the Outdoors Field Trip Grant Program in Indiana will provide students from 63 schools with opportunities to explore state parks and other natural areas during this upcoming school year. The program has awarded 345 field trip grants. Around 31,000 students get to visit those state parks at reduced costs. It's being paid for by donations and a gift from Star Financial Bank. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 3:04.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
in 6/22/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
With traffic at 3:05, here's Matt Bear.
John, south side construction zone already. Southbound 65, it is a crash after Keystone Avenue. The right lane is closed. A couple of guys are rummaging around at a ditch right now looking for something, and traffic is stop and go past Raymond Street. Crash Sherman Drive at 38th Street. Also stopped traffic coming southbound 65-70 from the north split down to the south split. Eastbound 70 is tightened up coming into downtown from West Street into the south split. And watch out for Penn on the approach to Gainbridge Fieldhouse. That left lane is not moving, completely stopped for the Pacers grab bag giveaway they're doing right now with cars. Traffic sponsored by Payday, packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hard-working candy bar, so grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Showers and storms increase in coverage as we go through tonight, especially after midnight. Low temperatures around 70 degrees. Low-end risk of severe weather is also expected. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
Well, Hammer, Governor Braun examining and inspecting, taking a very close look at one of your most beloved subjects. One of something close, near, dear to your heart. What is he doing exactly?
He might be getting squirrely on the death penalty in Indiana.
Wait a minute. Squirrely is in good or squirrely is in bad?
Squirrely as in it could go either way, which is bad for me. I'm Jason Hammer, by the way. That's Big Nige. And Governor Braun, fresh off the execution of Beech Grove cop killer Benjamin Ritchie, and then late last year, before Governor Braun officially was sworn in and took over, at the very end of the Holcomb era, there was another execution up in Michigan City. But now it sounds like Governor Braun is open to the discussion of ending the death penalty in Indiana.
What?
Now, to be fair, he's also open to hearing how we could use other methods for the execution system in Indiana.
Like a firing squad or something like that?
Possibly. So lethal injection right now is the sole execution method authorized under Indiana law. Can't use anything else per Indiana law. And the drugs used in those executions have a shelf life of about 90 days. So it's not like you can buy them in bulk, set them on the shelf, and then just wait for the next scheduled execution. Because, one, they're super expensive. They're like $300,000 a piece.
Okay, well.
And two, it'll just sit there and go to waste if you don't have a scheduled execution. So right now, Governor Braun is saying, look, we don't have another execution scheduled right now. We're out of the drug. We're not going to order anymore. Now, if there's a scheduled execution, we'll have that conversation at the time.
Yeah, just fill out an order form.
Right. But he's also open to hearing how there could be other methods added to Indiana, perhaps something cheaper. And you mentioned the firing squad earlier, Nige. South Carolina, Idaho, Mississippi, and Oklahoma. They're the states that have all added the firing squad as an alternative method in recent years. That's substantially cheaper than the lethal injection cocktail. Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, they've added the nitrogen poisoning, basically. Nitrogen hypoxia.
What is that, like a gas chamber?
Kind of, yes. And Alabama carried out the first execution using that. So maybe that's a cheaper option as well. But it sounds like a combination of the supplier of the lethal drug needed, the cost for it. Seems like there could be cheaper ways to do that.
There's, you forgot hanging.
I'm down for a good old-fashioned hanging.
You know, like the Old West.
Plug in Old Sparky. Now, I don't know if AES will have the power on in time for them to get that done, but...
Better hope there's not a gust of wind or
a small round of rain, because they might not have power if they have AES. But, no, I'm all right with those. But the thing that I don't like is he also says he's open to the idea of getting rid of the death penalty in Indiana. Keeping all options on the table here. I'm a guy that believe eye for an eye. I'm a justice needs to be served guy. And if you're telling me it's so expensive for a death penalty trial, it's so costly for the drug, I get it. But as I've said before, I'm willing to pay a premium for a service that I believe in. I like the name brand toilet paper. I like name brand peanut butter, and I believe in the execution policy of states' rights. I look at the family of Officer Tony from Beech Grove, and it's a personal thing to me. I know the widow, our kids played ball together. They wanted justice. They were tired of seeing that little punk in that jail cell doing interviews, thinking he's a celebrity, running his mouth. They wanted him to be off of our planet.
His tune changed real quick once he found out he got on the schedule of executions. Once he found out Governor Braun placed that order, that $900,000 order, his tune changed real quick.
Sure. And then you look at the family of Breanne Leath. They wanted justice, and they're not going to get it because, remember, the killer of Breanne Leath, who fired those shots through the door, he was deemed basically incompetent to stand trial for an execution. And that's a thing in Indiana. There are 3 people on Indiana's death row right now, statewide death row, that are completely out of appeals. Totally. One of them is Michael Dean Overstreet. He's the guy that killed the 18-year-old Franklin College student, Kelly Eckhart. He's been out of appeals since May of 2013, but he's currently deemed incompetent by the state of Indiana to be executed.
Well, how convenient for him.
Now, the other 2 guys, Eric Darnell Holmes, he's the Shoney's murderer, and Roy Lee Ward. This is the guy that broke into a home and brutally raped and murdered a 15-year-old girl. Both of these guys have been out of appeals, all of the legal appeals, and there's a bunch of them. They've ran out back in 2017. So they're just sitting there, waiting, living their life out on death row. So my question is, okay, if you're telling me we're not going to order any more lethal injection cocktail mix until we have execution scheduled, why aren't these 2 guys on the schedule? You know, where's the Attorney General? Where's the Indiana Supreme Court at here?
Write a check for $1.8 million to get that drug and put these guys out of existence.
Again, the Eric Darnell Holmes guy. This was a guy that was fired at his job at a Shoney's, waited till close that night. He and an accomplice showed up, and they trapped the workers in like a foyer before they left, brutally stabbed to death a couple of them. One woman lived to survive, and the other guy brutally raping and murdering a 15-year-old girl. These guys have been out of appeals since 17. What are we waiting for?
Get them on the schedule.
Get them on the schedule. Let's go.
Got to be a clipboard somewhere. Hand me that pen, please. And while you're at it, hand me the checkbook so I can make the payment to the pharmaceutical company. Give me some of that pentobarbital.
Right. In a statement, Governor Braun says, quote, "We've got to address the broad issue of what are other methods, the discussion of capital punishment in general, and then something that costs $300,000 a pop that has a 90-day shelf life. I'm not going to be for putting them on a shelf and then letting them expire."
Yeah, well, that doesn't make sense. I get that.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I get that. But let's get these guys on the books. Holmes and Ward, again, out of appeals since 2017. And there's no question about guilt or innocence here, because you always have those bleeding heart folks. Every year, so many innocent people, they face the death chamber. These guys ain't those dudes, I promise you.
Yeah. Some people argue that it's not a deterrent. Well, they're still going to. I don't care if it's a deterrent or not. It's justice to me.
Right.
I don't care if you're scared of the death penalty or not. You're going to die if you brutally murder someone.
And if you want to make it a deterrent, here's another thing that you can do, and I'm trying to fight this good fight. Make the media available to cover these executions. Let them give the play-by-play of what happens to somebody when you get justice. If Benjamin Ritchie was twisting around and his arm was flailing, let's get play-by-play of that.
And you know what else it would make it a deterrent? If they used the death penalty more often. These guys know that they're going to sit around for the rest of their lives, more than likely.
Right. I mean, it seemed like it was a deterrent for Benjamin Ritchie at the end. Because you're right, Nige. He was Johnny Tough Guy, running his mouth the whole time. But when that date was set, boy, he was the first one in the courthouse begging for his life, hoping he could stay in prison to live out the rest of his days. Well, partner, that ain't how this is going to work. Nige, if you need a reason to drink tonight, if you're looking for a reason to crack one back, it's National Cheese Day.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Cheese.
Old school reference. I like
Thank
it.
you.
I was thinking about staying dry tonight, but, now that it's National Cheese Day, might as well crack open a beer for that, right?
All bets are off.
Yeah.
I love cheese, you love cheese. June 4th is National Cheese Day. This is Gouda news. So believe it or not, it's time to shed a tear of joy and celebrate. Today might be grating for some, while others feel blue. Just don't be monstrous. Remember, life's fetter with cheese. This message brought to you by the Department of Dairyland Security, reminding you to stay sharp.
I see what they did there. Boo. Boo. Matt Bear.
All right, guys, looking at the south side of southbound 65 at Keystone Avenue, crash in the construction zone, blocking the right lane, and traffic is jammed up past Raymond Street. Delay time at 29 minutes. We have the crash delay combined with the construction delay, so we're at a half hour right now. Eastbound 70 into downtown, stop and go Harding into the south split. Southbound 65 slows from west into the north split. And if you make southbound 65-70, that's jammed up from the north split down to the south split because of construction. Northeast side, eastbound 465 slow from Keystone Avenue past Allisonville Road, crash 38th Street at Sherman Drive. Traffic sponsored by Payday, packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hard-working candy bar, so grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Okay, Nige, serious question here. Somebody in the YouTube chat brings something up, then I think it's worth a conversation.
All right.
You know how Bud Light has ruined their brand, right? They went into business with Dylan Mulvaney, and they've never recovered. Everybody still looks at Bud Light and kind of laughs, right? They've tried partnering with the UFC, the NFL, Peyton Manning, Shane Gillis. It's not working. What if they sponsored executions? Like the execution of Eric Darnell Holmes, brought to you by Bud Light. The Bud Light Death Chamber. Would that bring some folks back?
Yeah, you got to get the whole thing sponsored, decked out with banners.
Right.
And
logos everywhere.
Free beer for the tailgaters.
A step and repeat banner in the background of the gurney. I think that might actually bring me back. I'm with that. Right now, we are keeping our eye on the weather. It's 86 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Could see some nasty storms later on. Ryan Morris of Wish TV will join us a little bit later on. But we're going to have a good time this afternoon. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry. Somebody might lose their pants. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Man, my old garage floor was awful. You should have seen this thing before Galaxy Concrete Coatings got a hold of it. It was cracked, uneven, dirty, stained, unmaintained, and I got sick of it. So I got jealous, heard Casey talking about how Galaxy came in and redid her garage floor. My Galaxy Concrete garage floor coating is out of this world. They do garages, basements, pool decks, any indoor or outdoor area concrete. Lifetime warranty. Check out their website to see pictures and get a quote. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or call them 751-9070.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 62225, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
911, what's your emergency?
In an emergency, voice is best. But what if you can't call?
Escalated domestic disturbance reported east of downtown. Be advised, alert was received by a 911 emergency text. Caller is hiding in a closet and can't use her voice.
When the situation is too dangerous to make a call, text to 911 Capability Now helps Hoosiers. But in most emergencies, voice is still best.
My sister's not breathing. Please hurry.
In the last 5 years, Hoosiers have used text capability in over 1 million 911 sessions. It's of great help to the deaf and speech impaired and to those in select dangerous situations. Thanks to the statewide 911 board, Indiana leads the nation with all 92 counties having in- and outbound text capability. For more, visit in911.net.
It's good to hear your voice. Help is on the way.
911. Before you text, voice is best.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now,
get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 6195, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers going on now. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
This is James at Price Point Comfort Heating and Cooling. You can trust us with all your heating and cooling needs. We have over 150 years of combined experience.
PricePointComfort.com. Price Point Comfort is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air dealer.
Legal stuff.
Crime, punishment, judges, legal stuff.
Legal stuff.
Quick update on Gretchen Whitmer, the tyrannical COVID ruler of Michigan during COVID. I mean, she was just awful and just a hypocrite on many levels, breaking her own COVID rules. Anyway, she says she's disappointed that Donald Trump is considering a pardon for the dudes plotted to kidnap her.
It's been brought to my attention. I did watch the trial. It looked to me like somewhat of a railroad job. I'll be honest with you. It looked to me like some people said some stupid things. You know, they were drinking, and I think they said stupid things. But I'll take a look at that. And a lot of people are asking me that question from both sides, actually. A lot of people think they got railroaded. A lot of people think they got railroaded.
And what he's talking about is it looks like there was some entrapment involved here by the feds. Claims that the FBI didn't really uncover, an existing scheme.
Right.
Instead, that the FBI contrived the plot and provided all the logistics and financial support to run this operation.
Like they got all these guys together and said, here's an idea.
Right.
And we'll provide you with the materials. Undercover, of course.
Right.
But it doesn't sound like there's some massive underground plot to take out Gretch.
And it's not like you're talking about a group of mastermind dudes here, right? These are some of the basic, dumbest people alive that bought into this, but they were being spoon-fed this by the feds. At least that's the allegation from a lot of people.
What about Donald Trump saying, they're saying some stupid things. They were drinking, apparently. I've said some stupid things when I've been drunk, but I haven't said, had any violent ideas towards those in charge.
You didn't want to go kidnap the governor?
No, I didn't want to go kidnap the governor. So there is that.
Well, had you done that, maybe you could have got a one-on-one meet and greet in his backyard like Malik Muhammad did, Nige.
I forgot about that.
Next time, think about that. Okay. Lead an angry mob up the street and see if it works for every governor. We know it worked for Governor Holcomb. I don't think that's working for Governor Braun.
So strange to see Gretchen Whitmer up there on the same stage as Donald Trump a few weeks ago, wasn't it? I forget what the circumstances were, why she was there with him.
She needed some funding
Yeah.
for Michigan in regards to some program.
Right, that's it.
So she had to play nice and stand there and wear her tight little dress and, act like she's grateful but not happy to be there at the same time.
Dude, during COVID, you couldn't, if you had a lake house, you couldn't drive to your lake house. You had to stay in your own house, and she was doing the exact opposite. You could have more than 6 people at a table at a restaurant. And what do you know? There's pictures of her putting tables together. People come in there and do that with 12 people. They put, just ugh.
Her husband trying to get the boat out on the lake.
That's it. That's right.
When everybody else was told to kick rocks.
My wife's the governor. That helps.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Here, get your boat out and please sneeze all over everyone. You've got the green light. Just push these tables together, have a good old-fashioned spitting contest into each other's mouths. It's okay. You're the governor. More legal stuff here. After 6 years, a man who admitted to, quote, and this is from the police report, quote, sexually gratifying himself with pool floats, has now pled guilty to stealing dozens of pool floats in Florida. Now, when I say pool floats, those are like the inflatable chairs that, you'd sit on in your pool or take out to the lake. Maybe it's a big ring or something like that.
What's with the 6 years? It took the police 6 years to find this guy?
Deal with the prosecutors in Florida left 41-year-old Christopher Monin to plead to theft and burglary charges. I guess this has been caught up in the court system for a number of years. He reportedly admitted to burglarizing multiple residents and swiping all of their pool floats and inflatables.
And then doing what with them?
Having relations with them. He reportedly told police that he, quote, sexually gratifies himself with pool floats, and he does this instead of raping women.
Oh, well, when you put it that way.
Just rub his hair and let him get out of here. Wear protection. No. They went to his house and they found 75 different inflatable pool floats, Nige.
He saved them?
He still used them, I guess. 75 different inflatable pool floats.
Good Lord.
Judge Janine, your thoughts?
Pervert.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
There's something timeless about radio. It's where stories are told, ideas are shared, and communities stay connected. Our generation grew up with it, and we still believe in the power of tuning in. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe planning for retirement should feel just as familiar and trusted. That's why we're bringing real conversations and practical advice to the airwaves. Join us every Sunday at 9 p.m. for our Retire with Purpose Radio Hour, right here on 93.1 WIBC. We'll talk about what really matters in retirement, income you can count on, choices you can feel good about, and a future that reflects your values. Because some things, like good planning and good radio, never go out of style. Howard Bailey Financial, retirement planning that speaks your language. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com. The Retire with Purpose Radio Hour is a paid placement on each airing station.
Hammer here from my buddies, my pals up at Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing. It's right there by that green bridge. If you still haven't bought that perfect gift for the graduate in your home or your family, whether it's a guy, whether it's a girl, if you got open houses coming up, the perfect gift comes from Diamonds Direct. Whether it's a watch, whether it's a necklace, whether it's a ring, they've got something for any graduate and any budget. They will stay within your budget. That's what makes them the best. The best customer service, the biggest selection, the lowest prices. Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing. But you got to tell them, Hammer from Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Gotta love summertime. It's for enjoying outdoor music and vacations. And our pals at AAA Hoosier Motor Club can help you save on both. AAA is now the official travel partner of Ruoff Music Center. And AAA members are going to enjoy some big-time benefits. Early entry into concerts, access to the AAA Premier Lounge. Can't wait to go see Chris Stapleton this summer.
Concerts at Ruoff, always a good time, always a fun time. Same with going on a vacation. And AAA members save with access to hotel discounts, rental car discounts, and a lot more, along with complimentary travel planning. Plus, if you run into trouble on the road, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas. AAA is there 24/7, 365, no matter where your travels take you. So do yourself a favor, join AAA today. AAA.com, 844-GO-AAA-GO, or stop by your local AAA office.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why he's concerned about this. All clear on your radar right now. Cloudy and 84 on Monument Circle. 69 is tonight's low. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:31. When storms roll into Indiana later tonight, Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says lightning is going to be something both he and you should pay attention to.
We see more fatalities and injuries across the country from lightning than we do from other forms of severe weather, like tornadoes and damaging winds. And part of that's because, we do a lot of outdoor activities this time of year.
He says most of the state needs to be on the lookout for strong wind gusts, heavy rain, and hail. There's also a small threat for a tornado. Traffic is hectic right now around Gainbridge Fieldhouse on Pennsylvania Street because the Indiana Pacers are giving away bags full of T-shirts and other gifts to fans to get everyone hyped up for the NBA Finals, which starts tomorrow between the Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. IMPD says you need to be patient and listen to their officers' instructions if you're in that area at that time. Indiana Governor Mike Braun is making a wager with Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt. Here's what Braun is offering.
I'm predicting that we're going to win as the underdogs, and if I lose, you're going to get a big package of pork products from the Smoking Goose Meadery. Anxious to see what you're going to do.
And Stitt responded quickly.
I absolutely accept your challenge. And I'll tell you what, I am going to put on the line some of the best steaks in the world from right here in Oklahoma. The Oklahoma City Thunder is going to bring home the championship, no doubt about it.
The Pacers' flight to Oklahoma City was delayed getting there because of severe weather that hit Oklahoma Tuesday night. Arguments over the minimum wage being raised in Los Angeles. Fox's Max Gordon explains why not everyone is on board.
A coalition of airlines, LAX concessions, and hotels are looking to stop a new minimum wage ordinance in Los Angeles for some hotel and airport workers that would increase wages to $30 an hour by 2028. These companies are petitioning for a ballot measure looking to overturn this pay hike. This is all happening as the 2028 Olympic Games are set to bring thousands of visitors to LA from all across the world. Critics say this new ordinance could hurt the city's ability to handle this surge of visitors, unfairly targeting LA's tourism industry. In Los Angeles, Max Gordon, Fox Business.
Voting for this year's Major League Baseball All-Star Game is now open. You can vote for 8 starting position players and designated hitters in both the National and American Leagues beginning today through June 26th for the first round of voting, and the All-Star Game this year is July 15th. It's 3:33. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Lynn just loves the summer in Indy, but she's not going to spend it painting. She called Rhino Shield.
It is a single-wide manufactured home. We moved from our home, which we had the Rhino Shield on. Rhino Shield was what we were going to do. That was no question. We knew we were going to do it.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating. It's not paint, it's better.
The Rhino Shield representative came, and we discussed what we wanted done. And this time, we had the roof done as well.
Now you can have the 25-year guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
Even the people that have been a little younger than us have said they don't have to worry about getting just an everyday painter because Rhino Shield has the 25-year warranty, and we truly believe in this product.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
With traffic at 3:34, here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, the crash did clear southbound 65 after South Keystone Avenue. Traffic cleared out as well. Now, eastbound 70 coming into downtown. That's a crash before Harding Street, blocking 2 left lanes, jamming up traffic for about a mile and a half. And once you get through that, you will slow down again before West Street into the south split. Southbound 65, 70 loaded up because of construction from the north split to the south split. Penn downtown backed up to New York Street, especially in that left lane for the Pacers. Grabby bag celebration for the NBA Finals that start tomorrow night. Looking at the east side, southbound 465 slow from 70 down to Brookville Road. Traffic sponsored by Payday, packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hard-working candy bar, so grab one now to power you through the day. Payday, peanut caramel bar. Get to it. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Cooling Weather Center forecast.
Tomorrow, on and off showers and storms are expected throughout the day. High temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s. By Friday, we still have rounds of showers and storms along the same front. High temperatures on Friday in the lower 80s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, I'm Nigel, that's Hammer, and we're still doing this men playing in women's sports thing. That's so 2023, isn't it?
Here we are still talking about it in 2025.
Still doing the trans athletes competing, boys in girls sports.
Correct.
Most recent incident in California, I believe. Is this where this happened?
Yeah, they had the high school finals for track and field in California.
Let me guess.
Biological dude finished first in triple jump and high jump, and also placed second in the long jump.
The high jump?
Yes.
Well, he didn't get anything caught on the bar like that one dude in the Olympics.
Which, by the way, should be a badge of honor.
Yeah.
The only reason I lost is because Daddy's packing.
So this is still a thing, because I thought, boys playing in girls sports, I thought that was an issue that the Dems just kind of blew off. This doesn't really happen. We don't need laws against this. It's few and far between. Yet here we are again.
And we see it all over the country. We had the San Jose volleyball player in college that was going full Gaylord Fokker on these chicks.
Just smashing him in the face.
Just a game, Fokker.
The kid the Oregon high school track and field student who refused to share the podium with a transgender athlete during a girls' high jump medal ceremony in Oregon.
Correct.
Yeah.
And this individual that won several events at the California High School Track and Field Championships. Donald Trump is now threatening large-scale fines to the state of California over boys competing against girls. He went to Truth Social, quote, "A biological male competed in California girls' state finals, winning big despite the fact they were warned by me not to do so. As Governor Gavin Newsom, sick, fully understands, large-scale fines will be imposed."
Newsom. I get what you did there, Prez.
And then he wrote on the Truth Social post, "sick," in parentheses, after Gavin Newsom's name. It's a simple fix, right? Like, I don't want to be the show that says, well, you guys just bitch and moan and you don't offer any solutions. Here's the solution, and it's super easy. And I can't believe we have to say this out loud. If you were born a male, you compete against males. If you are taking hormones and testosterone to become a male, you compete against males. Women compete against women. That's it. Everybody else, you compete against dudes. I think we got a ball game here. If you want to be the best of the best, you compete against the dudes. If you want to compete against women, you better be a woman. I don't think that's a hot take.
Why don't we see more women who want to transition into men competing against men in their respective sports?
Right.
You know why? Because they get boat raced.
Right.
They get boat raced. And quite often, the guys, the dudes that want to turn themselves into ladies, suck at their sport so bad, like Leah Thomas,
right,
the swimmer, that they turn them, you transition to a woman, all of a sudden you're at the top of your game because you're competing against biologically, physically inferior product,
And look, if you want to change your sex, be my guest.
Yeah.
Become the best dude or woman or whatever you want to be. Live your life, be happy, pay taxes, God bless you. But
no problem with that.
If you're a dude in any way, born a dude or becoming a dude, you compete against dudes. That's it. That's all we're asking. If you're saying, well, they just want a place to compete, okay, compete against the dudes. That's it. It's not a hard fix. All right, Nige.
Man, yeah, I don't care if you take puberty blockers. I don't care if you cut your crank off. Once you're 18 years of age or older, I think doing it to kids is awful, disgusting. But once you're 18 and you could find somebody to do that for you, go for it.
And if you've got testosterone in any way, you're competing against a dude. Like, come on now. Former White House press secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. She's the latest to put some tell-all book out there about the Biden White House. And
her horrible book. Karine Jean-Pierre and her horrible book. Ugh.
It's written in crayon, so, Joe Biden must have wrote the foreword. She's saying that she is leaving the Democrat Party now because of the way the party treated Joe Biden. She didn't like the way they kicked Grandpa off the ticket, and now she says she's leaving the Democrat Party and she's becoming an independent. All right? I want you to listen to these words closely. Take a listen.
Personally, I think what was the toughest thing to see in the 3 weeks was there was a disconnect for me. What was happening with leadership in the Democratic Party and how it was truly, as my former colleague, communications director Ben LeBold said, it was a firing squad, and I had never seen anything like it before. I'd never seen a party do that in the way that they did, and it was hurtful and sad to see that happening. A firing squad around a person who I believe was a true patriot.
KJP saying she's leaving the DNC. What do you think, Nige?
Over the way they treated Joe Biden? Is that what it is?
Yes.
So you have Jake Tapper from CNN on one hand exposing the Democrats and how they treated Joe Biden, how they covered up for Joe Biden, how the media covered up for Joe Biden, how his administration covered up for his mental acuity or lack thereof. And now you have the complete opposite end of the spectrum, KJP in her horrible book, defending. Who's going to buy this? And have we talked something about leaving the Democratic Party?
Yeah, she's going to leave the Democratic Party and become an independent.
What a loss.
Does anybody buy that crap? Does anybody buy that? She's only saying this because her horrible book is coming out and she's trying to drum up some sort of publicity. Does anybody really think that when midterms roll around and walks into the ballot, she's thinking, boy, I could vote for an independent or a Republican here. I might do that.
Definitely not Democrat.
All of a sudden, I'm Team Marco Rubio. That's not happening. She's so full of crap. She's lying out her teeth now the same way she lied out of her teeth when she was the press secretary. She's voting Democrat straight ticket, and you know that she is. So here's what we're going to do. That soundbite that you just heard her say, I have pulled the transcript of it, Nige.
Okay.
We all have a copy. You've got one, Nige. Allison's got one. In our best Karine Jean-Pierre, French guy stereotypical voice, we're going to read this.
Wait a minute. I got to read in a French accent?
Correct.
I don't know that I can do a French accent.
Because in my mind, this is how it sounded. Can I get some music, Allison? Personally, I think what was the toughest thing to see in the 3 weeks, there was a disconnect from me. Nige.
I heard a little Spanish accent, maybe a Mexican.
Little.
In there. I'm not sure I heard French. All right, let me try. What's happening with the leadership in this Democratic Party and how it was truly, as my former colleague, communications director, It was a firing squad. I had never seen anything like it before.
You sounded more like Speedy Gonzalez than I did. Allison, bring us home.
I have never seen a party do that in the way they did. It was hurtful and sad to see that happening. A fire squad around a person who I believe was a true patriot.
We all just did Latin accents. There was no French. There was no. I have no clue how to do a French accent.
Oui, Jean-Pierre.
You can make the noises the French would make. Oui.
I sound like Eddie Guerrero back in the Raw era of wrestling. Latino Heat. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Well, if you've saved more than $200,000, but you have not filed for Social Security, you got to schedule your free analysis with Bill Demery. I mean, have you really checked your Social Security statement to see how much money you'll get in retirement? You got to squeeze every penny that's rightfully yours with the free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery. Give him a call, 317-648-5120.
We trust Bill Demery, and you can too, because I've met with Bill, and the way he breaks things down in a way you can understand, it's pretty comforting. I'm not going to lie. So schedule your free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. Find out how you could keep every penny that's rightfully yours by setting up this free consultation. 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here. We're turning 71 this year at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. That's 71 years of helping our neighbors with plants, grills, patio furniture, and a whole lot of laughs along the way. To celebrate, we're having our Pop the Balloon sale. Pick your items, pop a balloon at checkout, save 10 to 71% off of the select categories, like plants. Buying a grill over $500, you'll get $71 in free grilling accessories, just a little something extra the Sullivan way. Patio furniture is 30% off, plus an additional 10% off. And this Saturday from 10 to 2 at our Keystone store, join us for the Remembering Rita Barbecue, a fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Association in memory of my mom, Rita. Great food, a great cause, and a great reason to stop by. Sullivan Hardware and Garden, 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
Turning 65, new to Medicare, or just moved? If you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid, a Humana Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan, a DSNP, may give you the extra benefits you're looking for. A DSNP helps cover things like prescriptions and checkups, but it also helps pay for essentials, too. With a Humana DSNP, you get $225 a month for eligible groceries, rent, utilities, and more. Plus, whatever you don't spend carries over to the next month. You may even get benefits like $0 copays on routine prescriptions, plus routine dental, vision, or hearing coverage. All of this could make a difference for your health and wallet. Learn more at GetHumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a coordinated care HMO SNP plan with a Medicare contract and a contract with the Indiana Medicaid program. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal. Allowance amounts cannot be combined with other benefit allowances. Limitations and restrictions may apply.
Reach your fitness goals in 2025 with a 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
Trust employee owned.
B Windows extending our employee discount to you, up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to B.
More tariffs later, tornadoes possible. WIBC.com gives you more than just headlines. It's context, updates, and insight. Whether you're at work, on the move, or catching up late, the latest is already there. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC.com.
Hey, Matt Bear, what's going on?
It's happening, Hammer. West side going to downtown. Crash eastbound at 70 Harding Street. Blockade a left lane, slowing traffic back to Tibbs on a 7-minute delay. Southbound 6570 completely loaded. This begins before the north split, all the way down to the south split. And that is causing that construction delay. Looking at eastbound 465 north side, stop and go Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road. East side, southbound 465 slows before I-70 down to 74. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
85. Could see some storms later on here at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Nigel, the Indiana State Fair has rolled out their first list of concerts. They normally do this in waves. They have like a couple different tiers, but the first tier is out. You've got Three Dog Night on August 1st. You've got like a Disney throwback night with a DJ August 2nd. Babyface August 6th. Kids will be made that night. And then August 8th, Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers.
What?
Actor, comedian Bill Murray.
You're kidding.
And his Blood Brothers.
I had no idea he had a band. And this is on the Hoosier Lottery free stage at the State Fair. You're Bill Murray.
Yes. And then Melissa Etheridge on August 15th.
Killer.
These are the first round of shows.
Killer.
Now, I'm with you. I had no idea Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers were a thing, but now I'm intrigued because I'm hoping and praying they perform this.
Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars.
I want to hear Bill Murray do Star Wars, damn it. Probably not what they're going to be performing, but I'd love to hear that.
I'd go for Three Dog Night just to hear Mama Told Me Not to Come. Excellent
right.
song.
And then Babyface. This dude is an institution, right? Grew up in Indy, went to high school in Indy.
You and Boggs, I feel like, made fun of me for, like, we were talking about here Tuesday when we were listing off, like, famous Hoosiers singers, like Michael Jackson and David Lee Roth and Axl Rose.
He was talking about groups, and then you brought Babyface as a solo artist to the conversation and kind of sucked the life out of the room.
Whatever.
But you know what? In retrospect, it was a hell of a lot better conversation than the dudes that turn you on, so maybe we should have just rode that lightning.
My man crushes.
I've got a 7-song Babyface montage here. Now, Allison, I've set the over-under at 3.5. I don't think you're an R&B 90s kind of gal. So, Nige, will Allison know over or under 3.5 songs in this Babyface montage of 7?
I probably would know under. I'm going to project here and say she doesn't know more than 3.
So you're taking the under.
I'm taking the under.
So 3 or less is the under, and that's what we're riding with here. All right, honor system as always. You just have to give us an answer of whether or not you've heard it before, okay?
Okay.
Here we go.
Yes.
1 for 1. A lot of slow jams in this montage.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
Whip appeal. Okay, we're 1 and 1.
When can I see you again?
Oh, no.
I heard of that one.
Yes.
So we got 2. 2 and 2.
Yes.
3. There's 3. We got 2 left.
I don't think so. These are all starting to sound the same to me. I don't think so.
2 occasions. Okay, it comes down to this. 1 more song.
Sounds great.
This is an older one. Do we have 1 more?
No.
Under cashes. She got 3.
I got it.
How many did you know, Nigel?
But I knew. I mean, I've heard that When Can I See You Again
was a monster. Yeah.
Well, I know it from, I think it was, I don't know if I'm thinking of the same one, but it was on Wreck-It Ralph. There was a song featured in Wreck-It Ralph. But I don't know. Yeah, I hadn't heard. I had heard of that one, but yeah, most of the others, nothing. Even though Babyface is a Hoosier. Sorry.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm not saying it's. I mean, it's going to be a draw. It's going to be a huge show.
Oh, yeah. He did the national anthem when the NBA All-Star Game was in Indy a couple years ago. He did the national anthem for it. Knocked it out of the park, man. He was awesome. He was amazing. Wouldn't mind seeing him come back for the NBA Finals if the
come on with it.
The Pacers Sports and Entertainment have thrown that invite out there. That'd be kind of cool. All right, when we come back, we are going to get you up to date on Trump and Pootie Tang.
Oh,
they had a big phone call earlier. That is coming up. Plus, we're keeping our eye on the weather. Could have some nasty storms later on. And one Florida man, he's ticked off. He's pissed off that Trump is cutting funding to the National Weather Service. We'll talk about that when we come back. Don't go anywhere. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Yeah, I only use American Standard equipment. I only use American Standard local independent dealers because American Standard is built to a higher standard. Here's Hammer to tell you about one of those awesome local independent dealers.
Check out our good friends at Price Point Comfort. Price Point Comfort, locally owned American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer that will give you the right price guarantee. They promise not to oversell you or pressure you into buying a bunch of stuff that you didn't ask for. While some of the other companies do that, Price Point Comfort, they strive for customer satisfaction. PricePointComfort.com. Log on right now. Check it out. PricePointComfort.com or call 317-455-1124. James and Tyler should answer your call. James or Tyler, make sure you tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. Price Point Comfort is your independent American Standard dealer built to a higher standard.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Pat Sullivan here with exciting news from my friends at Hope Plumbing, now known as Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Hope now offers plumbing, heating, and air conditioning services, bringing total comfort to your home. No more dealing with multiple home service memberships. For only $8 a month, Hope is now your one stop for safety and maintenance inspections and so much more. Make sure you're prepared for those Indiana summer heat waves with an AC tune-up by calling Hope Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling today at 641-HOPE.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Got plans this weekend? Why not head to Honeysuckle Hill Bistro in Brazil, Indiana?
Honeysuckle Hill Bistro is located inside our family's lakeside home. The menu changes weekly, and whether it's chicken to wine, we focus on serving Indiana-sourced items. One thing that's always on the menu is our version of the Hoosier breaded tenderloin sandwich. Can't decide what to order? You can order the Bites plate, where you get a sampling of everything that's on the week's menu. Honeysuckle Hill Bistro serves dinner Fridays and Saturdays 5 to 8 and Sunday brunch buffet from 11 to 2.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News. 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
A new angle against an Ivy League school. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The U.S. Education Department is calling the accreditation of Columbia University into question, accusing the school of violating federal anti-discrimination laws and notifying the accreditor, in this case, the Middle States Commission on Higher Education, that Columbia may no longer be meeting its standards.
In the complaint, the Education Department says Columbia failed to protect Jewish students from harassment following the October 7th terror attacks in Israel and the war in Gaza. President Trump signed an executive order in April that requires the Education Department to notify accreditation agencies of any member institution determined to have violated federal laws.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. Columbia has made changes to its policies on protests and security after the Trump administration previously accused the school of failing to protect Jewish students, canceling $400 million in federal grants. The Justice Department is suing Texas, trying to block a decades-old state law that allows college students without legal status in the U.S. to receive in-state tuition rates. More than 20 other states now have similar laws. A message of unity at the site of Sunday's fiery attack in Colorado.
Leaders and locals came to listen and speak, gathering on the same plaza in front of the Boulder County, Colorado courthouse, where an illegal alien shouting "Free Palestine" while torching Jewish marchers struck.
We are really hurting. We are really angry and really sad.
Boulder Rabbi Mark Soloway and others spoke to remind people that the attack on Sunday was an attack against Jews, specifically by a man who hated Jews.
Fox's Eben Brown. The FBI says the number injured has risen to 15 people and a dog. The suspect remains jailed, facing state and federal charges. A mixed finish on Wall Street. The Dow down 91 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A long line outside Gamebridge Fieldhouse. You've got a cloudy sky, and it's 84 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:02. One of the people in that line is WIBC's Ryan Hedrick. Ryan.
Yeah, John, the Indiana Pacers grab bag event is creating big traffic delays along Pennsylvania Street. The event is going on at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, and the Pacers are asking you to pull up on the south side of Gamebridge Fieldhouse along South Pennsylvania Street. People have been waiting now for more than an hour. The first 5,000 cars through get a bag full of swag. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Strong storms might roll into Indiana while you're sleeping this evening.
The main concern, I think, as we go through the night with these storms is they're going to have locally heavy rain. There's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere. So you'll see some locations that might get a quick shot of heavy rain, and we'll have to watch for some localized flooding.
Mike Ryan with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says hail and high wind gusts are also possible. If you've gotten a text message from the Indiana Department of Vehicles telling you that you have an outstanding traffic ticket and need to pay it or face penalties, delete it and do not respond. State police say the texts are a scam and you should not click on the link in the text they send you. The Indiana State Fair is coming back soon. Here's WIBC's Johnette Cruz on what to expect.
The Indiana State Fair announced its 2025 free stage concert lineup. The shows are included with fair admission, and seating will be available on a first-come, first-served basis. Three Dog Night will open the fair on Friday, August 1st. The following night, on Saturday, August 2nd, the lineup continues with a Disney throwback DJ night. Wednesday, August 6th, Grammy winner Babyface will perform, and then Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers take the stage on Friday, August 8th, and Melissa Etheridge will headline on Friday, August 15th. Concerts start at 7:30 p.m. The fair runs August 1st through August 17th and is closed on Mondays. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC WIBC Mobile News.
And Memorial High School senior Matthew Fisher is not only a top Major League Baseball draft prospect, he's also been named the Indiana Gatorade Player of the Year. Fisher has a .76 ERA with 61 strikeouts and 36 2/3 innings pitched. He also maintains a 3.73 GPA and is a member of the National Honor Society. It's 4:04. You've got traffic and weather next.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
With traffic at 4:05, here's Matt Bear.
All right, John, eastbound 70 going to downtown. Crash at Harding, blocking the left lane, jamming up traffic back to Tibbs Avenue. As construction delay is happening, it's westbound 70 stop and go after Rural into the north split and the south split. Almost completely stopped in parts down to Fletcher Avenue. And yeah, Penn is backed up from Gamebridge Fieldhouse all the way back to 10th Street. And that is a monster downtown delay. I would not use Penn at the moment, especially that left lane. That was stopped even when I was coming into work today. Inbound 65 stop and go from 21st to Meridian Penn. And on the north side, eastbound 465 slow from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Payday, packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hardworking candy bar. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Tonight's forecast will call for showers and storms to increase in coverage, primarily after midnight. A marginal 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather is in place. Low temperatures around 70 degrees as we go into tomorrow. On and off showers and storms are expected throughout the day. High temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. Friday's forecast also calling for showers and storms to be likely. High temperatures in the low 80s. On Wish TV, Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer right over there. Donald Trump spoke to old Pootie Tang over the phone today. Putin, leader of Russia, warmonger in Ukraine, invaded Ukraine a couple of years ago. We all remember that.
It's been known to poison his rivals' underpants.
That's right. That is not an exaggeration. That is true.
That happened.
Should I read some of this stuff with Donald Trump and his, detailing the conversation he had with Putin about the war in Ukraine?
I think so, because this is a pretty loaded statement here from number 47.
I just finished speaking by telephone with President Vladimir Putin of Russia. I'm glad I had to clarify that it was by telephone. like what would you... I just finished speaking by Zoom with President Vladimir Putin.
Because you're right, there's a comma there. It's, I just finished speaking, comma, by telephone, comma, with President Putin.
How else would you speak with Putin at this point? Are you getting on a Zoom call? Didn't Biden Zoom with Putin, I feel, at one point? I feel like they Zoom called together.
Well, somebody did. There's no way in hell Joe Biden knows how to operate Zoom.
The call lasted approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes. We discussed the attack on Russia's docked airplanes by Ukraine and also various other attacks that have been taking place by both sides. It was a good conversation, but not a conversation that will lead to immediate peace. In fact, President Putin said very strongly that he's going to have to respond to the recent attacks on the airfields. If you didn't know, Ukraine, just sent a bunch of damn drones right into Russia had huge, just
Right.
decimated some of their stuff. I don't know. Do you want to finish this up?
They discussed Iran and the fact that time is running out on Iran's decision on nuclear weapons.
No, sure, yeah.
Putin suggested that he will participate in the discussions with Iran and that he could perhaps be helpful in getting this brought to a rapid conclusion.
Interesting.
So Putin's pulling a Donald Trump here. Normally it's Trump that says, get me involved, I'll end this quickly. Putin is now telling Donald Trump, hey, you want this Iran thing to end? I speak crazy. You need somebody to speak crazy. I'm the crazy guy. I know what they're wanting to hear.
Yeah, I'm sure it all has to do with oil imports and exports.
Correct.
At some level.
Because Russia is not going to interfere or help the United States in any way unless they're getting something pretty damn sweet on the other end. And I'm not sure Donald Trump's willing to make that deal. Do you want Iran to continue to build their nukes, or do you want Russia to be the one that tells them to knock it off, but in return, they get rich and get a sweet deal on oil?
Yeah, and to continue their funding of the war in Ukraine.
Exactly. So it's going to be interesting. Long story short, don't expect this war to be over anytime soon.
What happened to the I haven't done it in 24 hours. I mean, that was Trump said it at the campaign. This war will be over in 24 hours.
But he also said Mexico was going to pay for the wall, right? The old man gets rolling. He's like Bluto in Animal House. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
Hell no.
Germans? Forget it. He's rolling. I mean, that's what Trump does when he's up there on the stage and the lights are on. Yeah. I'll end it in an hour. Mexico's going to pay for it.
I mean, he's done some. First of all, I mean, we don't have to get into the weeds of Donald Trump and his accomplishments at this point. I know the whole point of this was his speaking with Putin, but Donald Trump has accomplished some things in a very short period of time.
Absolutely.
Including the border, including the fentanyl, including
he's got a lot of
wins.
A lot of wins.
Bringing people to the table on tariffs and things like that.
But he also, sometimes, to use a Top Gun phrase, writes a check that his ass can't cash. Like, this is not going to be over in one day, okay? It's going to be a while because neither one of these parties involved, whether it be Zelensky or Putin, seem like they want this thing to end.
I like how he peppered he was setting us up for good news in this social media post. It was a good conversation. And then here comes the but. But not a conversation that's going to lead to peace. In fact, Putin said he's going to have to respond to the attacks in the airfields. And I spoke to him by telephone.
Very clear. Thank you. I was concerned about which method that you used to contact Booty-Tang. Speaking of conversations, this was wild earlier. So Dave Portnoy is the guy that's the boss of Barstool.
Yeah, he sold Barstool for big money and then bought it back for like $1.
Right.
Genius.
He was on a talk show. One of his employees at Barstool, a guy by the name of Kirk Minihane, and they were talking about how Dave Portnoy is very passionate about anti-Semitic rhetoric. Because there was a video at one of his restaurants, I think it was in Philadelphia, where somebody had a sign in the background that said, bleep the Jews.
Whose restaurant?
Portnoy's.
Oh, he has a restaurant?
They've got a couple of them. There's one on the Nashville Strip and some other places.
Have you been to the one in Nashville?
I've been by it. I haven't been in it. But that happened. It was a viral video. Portnoy got so angry, he wanted to find the guy and fly him to Auschwitz.
That's okay. Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I remember seeing drips and drabs of this.
And earlier, I think it was yesterday, he was doing one of his world-famous pizza testings. Somebody in the background yelled, bleep the Jews.
Wow.
Because they know that triggers Dave Portnoy.
Well, that would trigger anybody, I would hope.
So he's on one of these Barstool shows. And again, this Kirk guy works for Dave Portnoy. He's got a problem with Portnoy because he feels like, look, if you're going to be a comedian, if you're going to be a media personality, you got to be able to make jokes once in a while. Take a listen to how this escalated.
See, these guys that wrote the thing at the bar, the Jews, right? Yes. You're going to fucking fly them to Auschwitz. Some guy tweets at you something. You want to fucking...
This is Kirk.
It was a bar I owned. It was a bar I owned. They should have been kicked out. So, but my thing is... No, it's not just kick out, Kirk. Are you ignoring what's going on in the world? No, I'm not. What, Dave, what do you want to do to those guys? What do you want to think it's related? What do you want to do with those guys in the bar? Put them in jail for 50 years? Kirk, you're quite literally changing everything you say. Kirk, if you just want me to kick him out, not mention it, not care that this kid is anti-Semitic, shut up. If you just want me to ignore it. Don't tell me to shut up. Shut the up, you bald. Okay, go ahead. How's that? Oh, it's kill. I'll never recover from that, Dave. Go ahead, continue. I'll never recover. Well, you're the one who big boss man, don't tell. I'll tell you, you work for me. Okay, go ahead, continue. You work for me. Sure, you bet. For now, continue. For now, quit. I don't care. Is this show or not a show? Like, is it a show or not a show? Like, we can't have a conversation? You're an idiot. Okay, continue. You're literally saying people should be allowed to make Jew jokes, say whatever they want right now. That's I think people should be allowed to make jokes. So how many Jews have to be killed before you stop? But Dave, you're telling a comedian not to make a joke? It's not a comedian. I'm with you, but you said stop all jokes. Jew jokes of that nature now. We'll ban Jew jokes of that nature. We'll get the Constitution, we'll get Congress, and stop Jew jokes.
So there's a lot to unpack there, Nige.
First of all, back to the guy that was holding up the sign in front of his restaurant that said something about the Jews.
Bleep the Jews,
and
yes.
And Dave Portnoy's response was, I want to send him to Auschwitz.
Right. I'm going to find this guy. We're going to out him. We're going to send him to Auschwitz.
I took that to mean, and tell me if I'm crazy here, I took that to mean like he was going to, teach him a lesson. I'm going to send this guy to Auschwitz and see and show him what actually happened to the Jewish people during World War II.
Right.
I didn't take it to mean it's like I'm going to send him, banish him to Auschwitz. That's not how I took it.
Right.
Am I crazy for thinking that?
No, I think you're right. I think this host guy, the guy that works for Dave, was like, that's still an overreaction. Some idiot in a bar, and you want to spend money to fly an idiot? You can't do that with every troll.
Okay. I guess it was an interesting exchange. Good radio, I guess.
Can you make jokes about it if you're a comedian? Like, that's kind of the conversation that happens at the end where a lot of people are like, okay, we're not saying it's okay to say these things, but if a comedian makes a joke about it, is Dave Portnoy going to flip out, melt down, and want to fly you to Auschwitz? That's what the conversation became. Interesting piece of audio. All right, real quick before we hit a break here, listen to this soft-ass weatherman in Florida. So
he's no Marcus Bailey.
No, he's not. He's not a Ryan Morris. He's not a Marcus Bailey. He's not a Tara Hastings. He's a snowflake. This guy's upset that Trump may be cutting some funding to the National Weather Service. And his whole argument is, well, I might not be able to tell you whether or not a hurricane's coming now.
Oh, come on.
And as you've grown accustomed to my presentations over my 34 years in South Florida newscasts, confidently, I went on TV and I told you, it's going to turn. You don't need to worry. It is going to turn. And I am here to tell you that I'm not sure I can do that this year because of the gutting, the sledgehammer attack on science in general.
Oh, stop it.
And I could talk about that for a long, long time.
Please do.
And how that is affecting the U.S. Leadership in science over many years, and how we're losing that leadership, and this is a multi-generational impact on science in this country.
By cutting
money
funding
to the National Weather Service. He's now saying, despite 30 years of experience on television, this year, it's like throwing a dart against a board. I don't know. Anybody with a damn radar can see where there's a storm coming. And why is it that hurricane hunters can get all this information, but you, Mr. 35 years of experience, you can't figure it out all of a sudden?
Local meteorologists on Wish TV could get the same information.
Correct. This guy,
National Weather Service guys do.
You can tell this guy wears a mask alone in his car. The war on science. Yeah, tell me more about that science that told me I had to wear a mask made in China that didn't protect me from anything. Tell me about the science of 6 feet apart. Tell me about the science of being in a restaurant. You can sit down and eat with no mask, but you got to stand up and wear a mask. But if you go to Cannes, you got to stand back up and put it on again. That's the science, right? Weather dork. Hey, Matt Bear, how are you?
Looking at eastbound 70 right now, the crash did clear near Belmont. Traffic still stop and go from Belmont into the South Split. And Hancock County crash eastbound 70 before Mount Comfort Road. And right now I'm told a center lane is blocked. I also see activity on the right shoulder. That whole area between Cumberland Road and Mount Comfort Road, a mess right now if you're going from Indianapolis eastbound 70 towards Greenfield. Westbound 70 slows from rural into the North Split. That's southbound 6570 section jammed from the North Split down to the South Split because of construction. Inbound 65 stop and go traffic 29th to Meridian Penn delayed 4 minutes. And eastbound 70 stop and go from Belmont into the South Split. Watch out for Penn downtown from Gamebridge Fieldhouse backed up all the way to the interstate because of the Pacers giveaway. Traffic sponsored by Payday, packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hard-working candy bar. So grab one down to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, it's 85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. YouTube chat. I'm a little disappointed in you guys today.
Uh-oh.
First of all, we still need 56 people to give us a thumbs up and get like to get us to 100. 56? And by the way, let's get some better conversation going in the YouTube chat. There's no dirty jokes. There's no people hitting on each other today. It's a little soft. Nigel and I are in here spitting fire. We're sweating. We're going after it. We're giving you everything you want for free. Step your game up, YouTube chat. Hit that like button. Bring some conversation in here. Let's get this thing rolling. Let's bring some energy back to this bad boy. Is this anything? Next.
You probably have a dream retirement in mind, but do you know how to get there? The difference between dreaming and living your ideal retirement comes down to having the right plan. And that's where Howard Bailey Financial can help. At Howard Bailey Financial, we've created a free retirement toolkit to help you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Text DREAM to 888-262-1104 to download your free retirement toolkit that includes a retirement checklist, Social Security decisions guide, estate planning guide, and more. We want your dream retirement to be your reality. And it starts by texting DREAM to 888-262-1104. Let us help you take the next step toward the retirement of your dreams. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Hammer here, and if you're looking for a place to watch the NBA Finals, you need to watch them at the Caesars Sportsbook down in Shelbyville at the big casino, Horseshoe Casino Indy, and right inside that beautiful facility is the Caesars Sportsbook. Make all of your bets for any sport there. There's drinks, there's food, comfortable seating, and you can bet in real time. As the game changes, adjust your bet. We're going to be there tomorrow, broadcasting live, the whole show. We hope to see you guys there, but make your plans to watch all of the NBA Finals at Caesars Sportsbook. Stop by and tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if
I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with Xfi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
We're brought to you by the Indiana Unclaimed. IndianaUnclaimed.gov, a program presented by the Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Fast, easy, and free to search at IndianaUnclaimed.gov.
Is this anything? A man on rollerblades in Pennsylvania robbed a gas station while carrying a gun and a knife. Here's the 19-year-old gas station employee explaining what happened.
He was shouting at me without any reason. I just work hard. I'm going to say same thing to him. Like, if you need money, if you want money, then you have to earn it for yourself.
Yeah, this is something. First of all, the 19-year-old gas station employee, he's so right. If you want something, you need something, work for it. He said something kind of like that. But the story here is, do people still rollerblade?
I was thinking the same thing.
This guy
is it 1996,
and that's his getaway. His method of getaway is a rollerblade. Usually, if you guy sitting and waiting on you in an Impala or something like that, this guy's got rollerblades. I'm gonna rob you and then roll away, roller skate my ass down the trail.
Can I do a reenactment for the YouTube crowd?
Okay.
Because I kind of feel bad. I yelled at them. They weren't bringing their A game today. Here's a Hammer and Nigel show reenactment of that robbery.
Yeah.
Freeze! Give me all your money, you scum sucker!
And scene. Thank you.
I mean,
you don't look real masculine escaping on rollerblades.
My 11-year-old was on rollerblades the other day, and she's like, "Why am I still doing this?" There's like 18. Nobody rollerblades. I see it occasionally, but rollerblading and then robbing a gas station. I can't believe the police did not catch that guy.
Is this anything? Country music superstar Jason Aldean, not an encore guy. Whoa. Not a big fan of the encore.
Really?
Take a listen.
I'm not a big encore guy. I feel like I hate when artists kind of bait them into that. You know, it's like, oh, I'm not going to play one of my biggest songs so that you guys cheer when I'm done for me to come back out and do this, right? Like, and I always tell them, listen, I'm going to just play you guys everything we got, and when it's over, right? Like, that's it. I'm not going to go off stage for 5 minutes and wait for you guys to cheer for me to come back out. Like, let's just play everything we got. When we leave the stage, it's done.
Yeah, no, I think that's something I disagree with him. I don't like it when the lights just come on and it's over. Boom, done. See ya.
Right.
I don't like that. Yeah.
Part of the encore is the crowd kind of bonding. You know, let's get it going. Let's get one more. Let's get them out there. The louder we get, the quicker they come out.
Yeah. Oh boy, he hasn't sang try that in a small town yet. You know.
Right.
I don't like when the lights just come on and it's just over and everybody leaves. So I will disagree with Jason Aldean. I like the encore. I like the dual encore. I'll stick around. You know, if there's still a song I hadn't heard yet, sure. But I'll disagree there.
Yeah, I think the encore is for the fans. It's not necessarily an artist ego thing.
Well, it's also for the artist to take a quick break.
True. Very true.
Wipe himself down, get a drink, take a leak, and then go out and finish out the show for the next.
Send them out on a high note with like two of your big hits.
Yes.
Yeah, I disagree. Aldine says encores are pointless. This brings us to great moments in pointless history, Nige. Cardale Jones, the former Ohio State quarterback, he went viral for a tweet back in 2012 where he stated, quote, "Why should we have to go to class if we came here to play football? We ain't come here to play school. Classes are pointless."
Great moments in what?
Pointless history. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, give yourself a little peace of mind this summer. Replace your windows to protect your home from break-ins, from oppressive heat. The list goes on and on. Window Nation windows are specifically built to withstand the sun's heat and improve your home's energy efficiency. I know I'm a Window Nation customer. I love my Window Nation windows.
How about this for a deal? When you buy 4 windows, you're going to get 4 for free. And for 2 years, okay, for 2 years, you won't have to worry about payments, interest, or down payments. That's a pretty big deal. And also, you'll get a free exterior door when you buy a house full of windows. There are countless deals at Window Nation. And oh, by the way, all of these items made right here in the United States of America. American-made, great deals, Window Nation. Call them right now, 866-90-NATION. That's 866-90-NATION. But to get this deal, you have to tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 6195, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers going on now. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Tired of hard water stains, dry skin, or smelly water? Well or City Water, C&J, the official water treatment sponsors of the Pacers and Fever, gives you softer water, cleaner drinking water, with no more taste and odor issues thanks to a high-efficiency water softener, advanced water treatment, and reverse osmosis systems. Make every drop in your home pure, fresh, and worry-free. Best prices of the year right now with C&J's Well Water Bundles and City Water Bundles. C&J for great systems, great people too. 317-733-SOFT.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Long lines and prizes. Cloudy and 81 degrees in the Circle City. Lows in the upper 60s later this evening. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:32. The Indiana Pacers are giving out swag bags to anybody who wants one to stop by Gainbridge Fieldhouse this afternoon. That's going on until 7 tonight, but that's causing a big traffic backup on Pennsylvania Street right now. National Weather Service forecaster Mike Ryan talks about what to expect from tonight's storms.
I think it's probably more tonight and overnight that the storms get here into the Indianapolis area. Can't rule out a few strong to severe storms.
Ryan says the whole state also needs to be ready, with his biggest concern being strong wind gusts, heavy rain, and small hail could also happen. Where is a man in Washington who killed his 3 young daughters? That's the question police are trying to answer. Fox's Dan Springer.
32-year-old Travis Decker is charged with murdering his daughters, ages 9, 8, and 5, following what was supposed to be a 3-hour planned visitation Friday. The bodies were found with their hands zip-tied and plastic bags over their heads. Here's Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison.
Travis, if you're listening, this is your opportunity to turn yourself in. Do the right thing, do what you need to do, and take accountability for your actions.
In Seattle, Dan Springer, Fox News.
A former state senator is reacting to a current senator's OWI charges. 93 WIBC's Jarrett Lewis.
Longtime Indiana Senator Jim Merritt says he recently spoke with State Senator Michael Bahachik.
I had a conversation with Senator Bahachik. I sent him a text like I always did. He reached out, called me, and first of all, he's embarrassed. He understands it's very, very serious, unlike a lot of people in the State House that have situations, and he apologized to his caucus.
Merritt, a guest on the Kendall and Casey show Wednesday, Bahachik is facing 2 OWI charges after getting pulled over for speeding and then having a blood alcohol level more than 3 times the legal limit while in Michigan City in January. Bahachik was formally charged last month.
And kicking off this week is CMA Fest, which is put on by the Country Music Association in Nashville from tomorrow through June 8th. Some country music artists like Keith Urban, Kelsey Ballerini, Jason Aldean, Blake Shelton, and more will be there. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 4:34.
If you have a snoring problem or sleep apnea, odds are you have blockage in both your throat and your nose. Now, for those who've gone elsewhere and wonder why their issues aren't getting better, this is where the problem lies. Because the true root of your problem very well may be your nose. We believe we'll find that your nose isn't working the way it should. And once we do get your nose working, your CPAP mask can finally work, or you can lose that CPAP mask altogether. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula with Advent, where we offer every effective snoring and sleep apnea solution available, including simple in-office procedures that can get your nose and your throat working properly. It's a simple concept. If you're going to get your best sleep, you have to be able to breathe well. Go to adventknows.com to schedule an appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Breathe well with simple solutions. AdventKnows.com.
With traffic now, here's Matt Bear.
John, we have gridlock downtown. That's because of the Pacers giveaway bag drive-through that they're doing at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. That has been backed up all the way in spots to I-65, and consequently, everybody's trying to avoid pan and get out at different intersections, so the outbound traffic is really a grind tonight. Please be safe on your way home from downtown. Looking at eastbound 70, that's stop and go Tibbs Avenue into the south split. Westbound 70 slow from rural into the north split, and that construction delay has us jammed to the south split. Inbound 65, 4-minute delay from 29th to Meridian Penn. This is a crash on the east side. Northbound 465 between 70 and Penn Pike. The center lane closed, traffic stop and go back to I-70. Eastbound 70 going to Greenfield, crash clear. After Cumberland Road, traffic still slow. Back to Post Road. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Showers and storms increase in coverage as we go through tonight, especially after midnight. Low temperatures around 70 degrees. Low-end risk of severe weather is also expected. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
Thank you, Ryan. Cloudy and 81 in downtown Indy at the moment. I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Well, we're coming to your city.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
I feel like this show tomorrow, I mean, Hammer is going to be like a pig in S. like this is what it's all about for you. This is what life is all about. My name is Nigel. That's Jason Hammer. We'll be broadcasting live at a casino tomorrow, getting ready for the Pacer game. Game 1, NBA playoffs against
NBA Finals.
I'm sorry, the NBA Finals. And where are we going to be? What are we going to be doing? What kind of guests are we going to have? Let's have it all. Just let me have it, man. Let me have it.
So Shelbyville,
oh boy,
show up and show out tomorrow. We are coming to your city at the big casino in Shelbyville, Horseshoe Casino, Indianapolis. It's in Shelbyville. And inside the casino, there's the sports book, Caesar Sportsbook. That's where we are doing our show starting at 3 o'clock. So we want a sea of people, Hamroids, Nigerians, both of you, all of you, show up, have some drinks, and it's going to be a fun day. The Pacers are in the finals, and they're promoting a big viewing party at the casino in Shelbyville tomorrow night. You can bet on the games. You can get drinks, food, watch the games.
Can I get some of the yellow?
The buffet does not exist at the casino anymore, Nigel.
What?
4 different restaurants are available.
Nice.
So,
all right.
4
I'm
different
still
places
requesting
to eat.
the yellow. I'll sit down at one of their fancy restaurants. And, yes, sir. I'll take some of the yellow.
Last time we came to Shelbyville, man, it was packed. So
you and Rob did, right? Watch some of the games.
No, you and I did a live show.
Me and you did. Oh, are you talking about the? Oh, putters.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about when we introduced Mini Kiss on stage at the casino.
No, we did a full radio show since then.
That's
Nige.
right. Okay.
Jesus. But it was packed. We had a great time, man. Lines around the corner, people parking around the block. You don't have to worry about parking this time. Big garages, huge lot. Just show up. Let's get loud. Let's cheer on the Pacers. Let's make some bets. Let's take over a blackjack table. Make some noise. And have some drinks. What do you guys think?
Well, and you got some of your boys coming.
Yes. So the guys that do the Degenerates Next Door podcast with me, not Rob, but the professional gamblers, Kenny Britt of KB Sports, David Stefanoff, Follow Never Fade, they're going to be there passing out their advice to bet on the game for free.
Hardcore analysis.
And then our pal Racing Rachel, who works at the horse track, which is attached there, she's going to come by and bring her fine little self over, and we'll make her feel uncomfortable.
Do we get a prediction from you on this game?
You will.
Okay, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I will have bets.
Okay.
I will make bets. We'll have professionals there to do their thing. And, man, it's going to be fun.
It was Pacers underdogs, 9-point underdogs yesterday. It's now 9.5.
So Oklahoma City money is coming in. People are thinking the Thunder are just going to hammer the Pacers. We'll see, man. I'll give you my bets tomorrow. Professionals will be there. Our pal Rachel, who's awesome.
Yeah.
And we hope to see all of you guys there. Like if you're from the YouTube chat, or if you tweet at us, or if you send us Facebook messages, show up. Hang out with us. Have a beer. Talk some smack. Let's go put some money on green on the roulette wheel and cross our fingers. Let's do that. Let's do all the things.
Looks like I'm going to be writing a check for my 401k tomorrow.
Let it ride, even or odd, red or black, Nige.
Yep.
Put it on there. So seriously, you guys show up in mass tomorrow, because if we pack this joint, we can go out on the road and have a lot more fun like this all the time. We can come to your city. So show up, help us out, get there early, get the good, comfortable chairs, and let's rock this thing tomorrow. In the meantime, why don't we do a round of Nothing to See Here?
All right, move on. Nothing to see here. Please, Pittsburgh. Nothing to see here, please.
Nothing to see here, Nige, other than Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs vetoing a bill that prevented the Chinese government from buying land near United States military bases, nuclear plants, and critical infrastructure in Arizona.
That just sounds like a good idea to not let the Chi-Coms come in here and do that. But she vetoed that bill.
It came through her legislature.
Yeah.
It was overwhelmingly bipartisan. 22 states have already passed this type of restriction. But Katie Hobbs of Arizona said no. She claimed it was, quote, an ineffective way at counter-espionage. Now, mind you, in the past, the Chinese government has attempted to lease multiple buildings right next to Luke Air Force Base. Okay, so they're coming in looking to get intel next to military bases, nuclear facilities, power plants, and places like that. Everybody seems like this would be a smart move, but the governor who vetoes it.
I wonder what the...
All right, move on. Nothing to see here, please, Pittsburgh.
Please.
Nothing to see here, please.
It's almost like she's compromised by China.
It's almost like she forgot that there is a big Chinese air balloon floating through this American sky for a week, hovering over military installations. taking in information, sending it back to China. Oh, no, that wasn't happening, and we didn't shoot that down just because we didn't want anybody on the ground.
That was
to
a
get
weather
hurt.
balloon. That's what it was, a weather balloon.
It's not like 2 Chinese nationals were just charged with smuggling dangerous fungus pathogens into the United States.
Oh, there's that. There's that, too.
But, yeah, we're going to let China build land and buy critical infrastructure next to our military installations.
Arizona's a mess.
U.S. military bases.
Stop running Carrie Lake and win some races, please.
Yeah.
Listen, Carrie Lake's not the worst woman in the world,
I know,
but she ain't a winner either. Stop running Carrie Lake, and that's how you prevent Katie Hobbs from saying, no, we want the Chinese government to be right next door to our military base. We want them next to nuclear facilities.
Like. I wonder what the veto, I wonder what the override situation is like in Arizona. You know what I mean? Like, now will it go back to the legislature? I have no idea. Just like, when Holcomb overrode the bill about boys playing in girls' sports, and then it went back, and then they overrode that.
Yeah, I don't know if
the
that's
legislature. I don't
know what they have in Arizona. I'm not sure.
Let's hope that's something similar.
According to UltimateClassicRock.com, Nige, this is something I think would be in your wheelhouse. You're the rock guy here. They've ranked the greatest power ballads in rock history. Okay, I'm going to count backwards from 10. Okay, so follow me here, Allison. Number 10 was Heaven by Bryan Adams. Number 9, Sister Christian by Night Ranger. Number 8, Meatloaf, I Do Anything for Love, But I Won't Do That. Is Meatloaf considered rock, and is that a power ballad? It's almost like an opera.
It's like an alter art sort of rock genre. I don't know about that one.
Number 7, Dream On by Aerosmith. Number 6, Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue. And coming in at number 5, Foreigner, I Want to Know What Love Is.
Oh, yeah.
I've played that a bunch of times at weddings before, like slow dances, first songs, first dances. Now, my favorite part about this song is, like, the opening line in that song, it means something special to me because when I'm at home and am making my way to the can to take care of business, the coupon lady will look at me and go, how long are you going to be in there? And this would my response would be, I've got to take a little time. Every time. Got to take a little time. Give her the Foreigner sing along and make my way to the can.
I was wondering where you were going with that. Wow.
Number 4, Don't Stop Believin' by Journey.
Is that a power ballad?
See, I don't think that's a ballad. No. Like Open Arms is a ballad.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a ballad. I love the song. One of my favorites of all time. Number 3, November Rain by Guns N' Roses.
Hell yeah.
My favorite story about this is it's one of Donald Trump's favorite songs. And whenever it would come on, like, the sound system or the radio, Sarah Sanders wrote about this in her book. Trump would call her and make her come in to listen to it. Sarah, come here. We got to have this played at events. November Rain. I want this at events. Yes, Mr. President. Like, and poor Sarah Sanders, whenever she got buzzed by Donald Trump, she probably knew what it was. Damn it, I bet he's listening to that damn November Rain song again. I'm going to stop a mud hole in that boy.
That's a good Sarah Sanders impression.
Thank you. Coming in at number 2 from Heart.
Oh, yeah.
Alone. One of the Hart sisters, good friends with the late, great Jim Irsay, was kind of going on the road with him when his band was traveling.
That's right, yeah.
And coming in at number 1, want to get your thoughts on this, Nige. According to UltimateClassicRock.com, greatest power ballad in rock history. Purple Rain by Prince.
No, I appreciate Prince, and I've seen him in concert. I forgot how awesome of a guitar player he was, but I don't think Purple Rain is the number 1 power ballad ever.
It's not a rock song, nor is he a rock artist.
I didn't hear like Every Rose Has Its Thorn in there, or I haven't seen the entire list. You just did the top 10. I think they did like the 50 greatest. So like, Like Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone by Cinderella. And notice the fact that most of these are like 80s and 90s, which I love.
Do we get power ballads anymore? Does anybody make power ballads?
No. That's such a great question.
Like,
are there current power ballads out there?
Honestly, I can't name a lot of current rock bands, but if there are some out there, are they doing power ballads?
Not like the ones they did in the 70s and 80s.
Like Foo Fighters, have they ever came out with like a power ballad per se? Like they've had some softer songs.
Yeah.
Like Big Me wasn't a rock song. It was kind of cheesy.
Right.
But I don't know if there's been a power ballad from current groups.
I don't think so.
Pearl Jam, they do power ballads.
Nah.
They've got some slower stuff. The song about the car crash and whatnot. But I don't know. Hit us up on Twitter at the YouTube chat. Are there current bands that are popular, not some local garage band that nobody gives a damn about, current bands that have a successful power ballad? If we're not thinking of something, let us know at Hammer and Nigel.
Hey, if you haven't checked your Social Security statement to see how much money you'll get in retirement, you need to, because the number could be a lot less, could be a lot more than the number that's on that statement. Hammer Nigel here for Bill Demery. Discover how you could get every penny. You got to squeeze every penny that's rightfully yours out of Social Security with a free analysis from Bill Demery. Your retirement guy here in Indy, 684-5120.
So check this out. If you've saved more than $200,000, but you've not yet filed for Social Security, what are you waiting for? Schedule a free analysis right now with Bill Demery. That's right, it's free. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. This free analysis takes the guesswork out of all your benefit paperwork and what you can expect. He'll break it all down for you. 317-648-5120.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent America's Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Reinhardt Heating and Cooling. Owner Danny Reinhardt's daughter Kim says her dad has a daily influence on the way customers are treated.
Dad's built a great business, and it's an honor to be able to keep carrying it on, and his work ethic and the way he treats customers, and that's something that I want to carry on and treat people the same way.
You can call on Reinhardt Heating and Cooling at 317-745-4526. Reinhardt is your trusted local independent American Standard dealer.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Trust employee owned. B Windows extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to B.
You support them. Who supports you? Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide insight, encouragement, and resources to help you navigate a loved one's recovery on the Supporting Sobriety podcast. Listen and get support wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
Downtown, we have a gridlock in Wholesale District. Anything going to the interstates right now from downtown, like on the side streets, also loaded up and delayed, as we do have the Pacers giveaway happening at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. That has been backed up from the Fieldhouse, Maryland, all the way back to I-65. Consequently, everybody pushing outbound to the other intersections, and things are a zoo. Looking at westbound 70 stop-and-go traffic, Rural Street into the north split in a grind because of construction to the south split. Eastbound 70 stop-and-go Harding Street into the south split. Inbound 65 delayed 4 minutes from 29th to Meridian Penn. East side crash. Northbound 465 before Penn Pike. The right center lane is blocked. We're slow to 70. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust local. Trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
All right, 85 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Nigel, I'm having a fight with our pal Mindy Winkler.
Yeah?
We're arguing over better Journey power ballad, Faithfully or Open Arms.
What does she say? I say Faithfully. For
She's
sure.
Faithfully as well.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I go Open Arms, I'm a sucker for a big group sing-along, and the way you can build that up. So now I come to you. Like, everybody gets loud.
Are you kidding me? People don't get loud with, faithfully.
Somebody just tuned in and thought Elizabeth Warren had walked into the studio.
I think Faithfully is more of a power ballad than Open Arms for sure, no question.
All right, let us know at Hammer and Nigel. Are you team Faithfully? Are you team Open Arms? And who's a better singer, me or Nigel? Ryan Morse, meteorologist for Wish TV 8. He is coming up next.
Not anymore.
He's scheduled to join us next.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5 and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market, just 20 minutes north of Carmel. We're proud to bring you the freshest produce farmed right here in Indiana and across the Midwest. And don't miss our home-style fried chicken, scratch-made bakery, and a deli packed with ready-to-go favorites. Got a sweet tooth? Check out a variety of old-fashioned candies, the kind that brings back sweet memories from your childhood. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about local freshness, friendly faces, and food that feels like home. Wilson Farm Market. That's Wilson Farm Market.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Fox News. A day after the wife and 5 children of the Boulder attack suspect were detained by immigration officials, a federal judge is blocking their deportation, at least for now. No family members have been charged, but the Homeland Security Secretary has said they're investigating what, if anything, the family knew about Sunday's Molotov cocktail attack. The FBI confirming more injuries today, 15 people in all and a dog. The suspect, charged with state and federal counts, is an Egyptian national who overstayed a visa. Earlier today, Colorado Governor Jared Polis, alongside faith and community leaders.
We will not be silenced. We're scared. We will not let the demons of hate define us.
Visiting the attack site in Boulder. Democrats in Congress pouncing on a new estimate showing a House-passed budget package would increase the deficit and leave millions more Americans uninsured.
The Republicans' big, ugly bill is going to cause unnecessary death.
California Congressman Ted Lieu, the White House criticizing assumptions made by the Congressional Budget Office. Some Republicans want more spending cuts. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul telling Fox Business,
I want to vote for the big but not yet beautiful bill, but it's got to freshen up a bit. We're looking for a little bit of makeup here and there.
He also says raising the debt limit, which is part of the House package, should be proposed separately. The president joining one Democrat's call for lawmakers to scrap the debt limit.
President Trump says he finally agrees with Senator Elizabeth Warren that the U.S. debt limit should be entirely scrapped to prevent an economic catastrophe. The one big beautiful bill passed by the House increases the borrowing limit by $4 trillion. A Senate proposal would increase it by $5 trillion. Breaching the debt limit would mean the U.S. is unable to borrow money needed to pay for existing expenses.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
If you want the bag, you'll have to deal with the line. You've got a partly cloudy sky, and it's 81 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:02. The Indiana Pacers are giving out gear to get people hyped up for the NBA Finals, but Ryan Hedrick, I understand it's causing gridlock downtown.
Well, John, I am standing on top of my car looking south down Pennsylvania Street toward Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and just a sea of cars as they are all waiting to get one thing, and that is a swag bag from the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers holding an afternoon giveaway amidst rush hour traffic. It is not working out too well. There are about 3 officers that I can see at Washington Street directing traffic, but some people aren't trying to get to the giveaway. Some people are simply trying to get out of Dodge, but they're hard-pressed to do that as traffic is bumper to bumper and people are not going anywhere. reporting from traffic along Pennsylvania Street, waiting to get to Cambridge Fieldhouse. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana Governor Mike Braun is making a wager on the NBA Finals with Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt. Jake McDaniel reports.
Braun says the Oklahoma City Thunder cannot beat the Indiana Pacers. He offers,
I'm predicting that we're going to win as the underdogs, and if I lose, you're going to get a big package of pork products from the Smoking Goose Meadery. Anxious to see what you're going to do.
And Stitt did not turn down Braun's challenge.
The storm is coming. Cannot wait for this series.
He says the Thunder is going to win, but if they lose, he will bring some of the best steaks in the world. Game 1 Thursday night in Oklahoma City, and the tip-off at 8:30. Jake McDaniel, 93, WIBC Mobile News.
Today, the Indiana State Fair dropped the first batch of performers set to rock the Hoosier Lottery free stage, which include Three Dog Night, Melissa Etheridge, and more. You can go to WIBC.com to find discounts and the full schedule of shows. Also today, Indiana Democrat Congressman Andre Carson formally requesting additional information from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security regarding the potential use of Camp Atterbury in Indiana for immigration detention purposes. Carson argues that not only does the prospect of using Camp Atterbury raise concerns that our military readiness will be reduced, it's also deeply concerning given numerous reports that detainees across the United States have been denied legal due process. Gas prices are the lowest they've been in more than a month. Gas Buddy says the statewide average is $2.98 a gallon. That's down 8 cents from where it was to start the week. One station in Indianapolis has it for $2.69. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 5:04.
Are you planning for your retirement? Ensure you're on the right track with a crucial step, tax planning. At Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, every retirement plan we design includes comprehensive tax planning. Imagine maximizing your savings while minimizing tax burdens. Tax planning isn't just about the present. It's a cornerstone for retirement planning. The less you have to give to Uncle Sam, the more cash flow you have in retirement. So take control of your financial situation. Proper tax planning can help optimize your retirement income, leaving you with more time to enjoy the life you've worked hard for. Let us help you create a tax-efficient retirement plan. Your future self will thank you. Call Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, 317-288-0634. That's 317-288-0634. Or visit AbsoluteWealthManagementLLC.com. William Gonzalez offers investment advisory service through Gradient Advisors, LLC, 877-885-0508, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Absolute Wealth Management is not a registered investment advisor nor an affiliate of Gradient Advisors. Gradient Advisors, LLC, and its advisors do not render tax, legal, or accounting advice. Insurance offered through William Gonzalez, independent agent.
With traffic at 5:05, the man who's had a busy afternoon, it's Matt Bear.
John, gridlock in downtown Indianapolis has started with the Pacers drive-through gear grab at Cambridge Fieldhouse, so that backed us up on Penn from Maryland all the way back to the interstate, and consequently traffic outbound pushing to all the major intersections trying to get away from that Pacers promotion. So yeah, we do have gridlock downtown West Street, a mess heading up to I-65 and I-70 for that matter. Right now, westbound 70 is stop and go from the east side, Rural Street into the north split. That delay continues on southbound 65-70 all the way down to Raymond Street, where there is a crash at southbound 65 at Raymond, blocking the left lane, causing that massive delay to the north split. Construction adding in there as well. Looking at southbound 465 on the east side, stop and go traffic from 70 down to Brookville Road. Crash clear. Northbound 465 shy of Penn Pike. Carmel crash. Southbound Keystone Parkway before 96th Street has a stop and go back to 116th. At eastbound 465 before Allisonville Road, it's a stall on the shoulder, causing a little bit of a slowdown, no delay. Traffic sponsored by Payday, packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hard-working candy bar. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
Well, Hammer, you got to love the Pacers. There's some people that are stuck in traffic on Pennsylvania right now that might not be big fans of the Pacers. I'm watching some of the footage. The Pacers had this goodie bag giveaway, right? So you don't have to get out of your car, but you have to wait in this giant long line on Pennsylvania they've got a big Pacer playoff swag bag getting ready for
T-shirt,
tomorrow night, right?
rally towel or something.
Thousands of cars are lined up early for this goodie bag giveaway. And let's see, Eddie White put up some footage, and I don't know that the manpower is there to facilitate something like this. I'm just seeing like a couple of guys in yellow vests just kind of waving their arms along, like, yeah, come on, go, like waving the cars.
Right.
Casually, just kind of, yeah, all right. Meanwhile, there is a gridlock downtown that's spilling over. People are trying to get out of Pennsylvania, come around the circle, get back on North Meridian.
The circle is now packed. Look at this.
Yeah, it's, these goodie grab bags are a great idea, but it's funny to watch some of this footage. Somebody in the chat room or somebody said there's only a couple of police officers down there. Hey, look, there's an IMPD shortage. All right.
The 300 plus officers short of where they need to be. They can't all be down here doing grab bags because there's other important stuff happening throughout the city. I think somebody that's also stuck in this mess is Ryan Morse, meteorologist for Wish TV. Ryan, are you in Pacer traffic right now?
Guys, this is out of control. This is unbelievable. What are we doing? During rush hour?
Yeah, it's
they could have probably done this at noon. Maybe have been a better choice.
Yeah, the pictures we're seeing, holy crap, man. This is some gridlock.
Where are you at exactly, Ryan?
Let me tell you, I'm pretty close to on Meridian exiting our station, and we're stuck up here basically.
So it's
kidding me.
Backed all the way up to Wish TV on Meridian?
Well, I live a street off Meridian, so I have to cross Pennsylvania, so that's the issue. But
man.
Wow.
Okay, well, as Donald Trump's been known to say, best of luck.
Yeah.
We wish you the best.
Wish you the best.
Tonight, Ryan, in addition to Pacer Grab Bag Mania, we could be looking at some potential storms tonight. Is that correct?
Yeah. First thing I wanted to add, since I've been in the car so long, you guys have some great voices there. Some good singing.
Well, where do you stand? Journey, power ballads. I say Faithfully is the bigger power ballad.
I'm
than
team Open Arms.
I think I go Open Arms.
There we go.
Oh, Ryan.
There we go.
All right. Anyways, with tonight's storms, we're not going to have much action here over the next couple hours. It's raining steady up to Lafayette, Kokomo. That's kind of where we're going to be in and out showers through the next couple hours. The showers and storms nearing the metro area as we're getting closer to midnight. It's going to become widespread, and basically we're going to be on and off rain through the early morning hours into much of Thursday. A marginal 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather in place. Hail and wind, the main concern. I know everyone's always talking about the tornado risk. The tornado risk is pretty low with this one as we're going through this evening. And generally, we're just going to be dry through sunset, at least for most of us here in central Indiana. And you're probably noticing the haze we still have around. That's Canadian wildfire smoke, which is still getting into the region. Luckily, It's away from the surface, not like a couple years ago when it was horrible.
Have you noticed that, Hammer?
I have not.
Ryan, I haven't noticed that. Where is it prevalent more in some places than others here in Indy?
Well, I'd say the best way to describe it is if you go outside and kind of just look at the sky, it's not a crystal blue sky. It's more of a milky kind of sky. So it's thousands of feet above us. Unlike Minnesota and the Dakotas, it made it down to the ground, and they had the worst air quality in the world earlier this week. So at least it's well above us, which is kind of the good thing.
It's like you being above Phil Sanchez. You're like the tallest guy at Wish TV.
Yes, that's right.
Well, yeah, what's it like being 3 feet taller than Phil Sanchez, the Sanchez, and him always having to crane his neck looking up to you?
Do you remind him all the time, I could just post you up anytime I want?
That's right. For one, he hates it. Mentions it every couple seconds, and he's not a fan.
Hey, Ryan, this weather, the hail and the rain that we might get late tonight, early overnight hours tonight, is any of this stuff from Oklahoma City? Because I think I saw the Pacers flight had to get diverted.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy yesterday. I was in the studio for that. It's the same system, but showers and storms not going to be as strong as what it was there. I think when they were landing, there were about 6 tornado warnings along the front that was going through Oklahoma City. So it wasn't like a cell they can sort of dodge there's almost like a brick wall of storms coming their way. So, yeah, probably a good call for them to divert to Tulsa and not go through that. But, yeah, it's the same sort of system. Our risk is just much lower than what they had in Oklahoma.
Ryan, as a meteorologist, when you're flying and you're in a plane and you know you're heading into weather and you've got turbulence, like, are you cool about it? Like, because you know how the atmosphere works. You know all about this kind of stuff. I'm a white knuckle kind of dude if I find out we're going into some weather.
I'm not a fan of it a lot of times, especially when you're cutting it really close to.
Yes.
Like when I'm sitting there on the plane, I'm like, oh, this one's going to be pretty bad going through our area, and it's like last second they delay it or something. So not usually the biggest fan as long.
I've been on one where we were flying out of Tampa, and you look behind you as you were getting on the plane, like look behind, and there was just, it was all dark skies. We were leaving during the daytime, and it was all dark blue, black. And the flight attendants were like, hurry, let's go. Everybody on the plane. We got to beat this weather. And we took off, and it was like it almost got us, and we were bumping so hard, but we did end up beating the incoming weather. And that's what I feel like was happening yesterday.
I was going to say the worst one I've been on is we got delayed while we were on the tarmac. And then I'll never forget that this had to be like 10 years ago. The pilot got on the intercom and said, you know what, we're just going to go for this. And I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that's what our pilot was
That's
like.
what you want to hear your pilot say, screw it, let's go. It's always comforting to hear that. Chatting with Ryan Morris, meteorologist for Wish TV. Tomorrow, Ryan, Nigel and I are going to be doing our show live from the casino in Shelbyville. There's a sports book, the Caesar Sportsbook, and a racetrack attached to that. This weekend, the Belmont, one of the big majors of horse racing. You're a horse guy. Any tips? Anything you're leaning on here?
Well, now that I'm just remembering, are they still doing it at Belmont, or is it Belmont at Saratoga? Because I know they were, what was it? They were reconstructing the track a couple years ago. I don't remember, but I think I'm going to go Baeza for the horse in the Belmont.
Baeza. Okay. I'll remember that. I'll throw a little scratch down tomorrow. One more time, Ryan, before we let you go and get back to your gridlock, please, what kind of time frame are we looking at for any sort of weather activity?
Yeah, so it's ongoing right now, north and west of the metro area. Lafayette, Kokomo, Terre Haute, those are all spots that are going to see rain isolated to scattered over the next couple hours. We're dry for most of central Indiana through sunset, and look, it's going to be a long build until these showers and storms get to us because it's slowly pivoting to the south and east. So I'd put the arrival time here in the metro area pretty close to midnight. Once it is here, it's just going to be on and off in nature through the early morning and still on and off all the way through Thursday. Showers and storms should take longer to get to places like Columbus, Richmond, Connersville. That's probably not going to arrive until after midnight.
By the way, you were right. The race still will be held at Saratoga Race Course as the Belmont Park is undergoing renovations. So you were right about that.
My man, Ryan Morris, meteorologist for Wish TV. Check him out. Follow him online. Buddy. Ryan, thanks so much, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'll never forget that flying out of Tampa and just dark, stormy. Like, there were people that were going to be delayed, after we took off. And it was so bumpy and so it was like Ryan said. The pilot was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go for this. Gonna try to get you out of here ahead of the storms." I remember the words, "We'll do our best."
Well, that's not encouraging. It's not what I want to hear from a surgeon or a pilot.
I'm going to give it my best shot.
I don't know. We'll try.
Oh, wow.
Matt Bear, I'm looking out the window here at Monument Circle.
It's a mess.
Half of the circle is now occupied. People are trying to bail and get off of this Pacers giveaway that's happening for this swag bag. What's going on elsewhere?
Yeah, Hammer, downtown is as bad as it gets right now. We have gridlock because of the Pacers giveaway at Gamebridge Fieldhouse, and that backed up Penn from Gamebridge, Maryland, back to I-65. And everybody outbound started pushing towards the other intersections, and now we have the gridlock. West Street stopped both directions from South Street up to I-65, and looking at Capitol Avenue, that's jammed up too for your southbound one-way. No, Illinois Street is as good as it's going to get as a northbound one-way right now. There's a crash West Street at Vermont downtown, and once you're through all of it, back on the interstate, crash southbound 65 south of the South Split, and that has us jammed through construction. Traffic sponsored by Payday, packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hardworking candy bar, so grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
I'm retweeting our news reporter, Ryan Hedrick. He is speaking to some folks that have been in line for a long time trying to get their Pacers swag bags.
Okay.
Go to our Twitter account, @HammerandNigel, or follow Ryan Hedrick, @SureToCover. He's got video. He's speaking to people. He's in the mix, man. So check that out, @HammerandNigel on Twitter. Right now, we got cloudy skies. It's 84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Are you okay with this? That is coming up next.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell Groom's Cake Ice Cream is renewing its vows on the frozen aisle. Milk chocolate ice cream with chocolate cake pieces, chocolate-coated strawberry hearts, swirls of strawberry sauce, and chocolate icing. See you at the reception.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell Ice Cream at Needler's Fresh Markets and Walgreens.
My name's Craig Landers. I'm a union laborer for Look 120, and I'm a member of the Veterans Steering Committee and been retired for 7 years.
For members of the Laborers International Union of North America, giving back is part of their commitment to the Indy community.
I like to help veterans and family downtown. Part of the building burnt down that housed the veterans that lived there. So we donated money to help out. They lost everything they had. I mean, they didn't have much, but they lost what they did have.
When the Indy community needs help, LiUNA steps up.
People bring in clothes and shoes and food. We had a couple car shows and donated the proceeds to the Veteran Suicide Prevention.
This is Chris Brickey, Business Manager of Labor's Local 120. While all our members are skilled, highly trained men and women, we are also your friends, neighbors, Little League coaches, and volunteers here in Indy.
Pretty good to help them guys out. That's a good feeling to help people out.
We build Indy for good jobs and stronger communities. We are LiUNA Local 120.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family heating and air.
Maintenance is going to drastically increase the efficiency and performance of your system. It's also going to significantly improve the longevity of it. People think that they are saving money by skipping their maintenance, and in reality, they're just shaving years off the life and increasing the consumption of that unit, spending a lot more in the long term.
Get your tune-up today at Family Heating and Air, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hammer here for Caesar Sportsbook in Shelbyville. Inside that big, awesome casino, Horseshoe Casino, Indianapolis. You know where it is, right off of 74 in Shelbyville. It's your place to watch the NBA Finals, the atmosphere, the action, the live betting, the drinks, tons of places to get food, and Worst case scenario, maybe your bet didn't go well. Maybe your team got beat. You can go get your money back at the blackjack table, baby. Never say never. Go down fighting. That's what I love about that place, man. So many options. And again, the atmosphere to watch sports, top notch. So join us there tomorrow starting at 3 o'clock and then watch the game with me afterwards. Caesars Sportsbook in Shelbyville at Horseshoe Casino, Indianapolis. Stop by, tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
The Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. For hunting, sporting, and personal protection gear, visit the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, man, as we get close to another Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky game this Saturday, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese.
Maybe Caitlin Clark.
Hopefully she is well enough to play.
She's trending to try to return for that game.
Okay. There's a strip club in Chicago that's having a Caitlin Clark lookalike contest. Contestants go on stage, dance a little, and they could win a $500 prize. Are you okay with this?
A $500 prize for a Caitlin Clark stripper lookalike contest. Look, I think I'm okay with this. Listen, because I'm willing to bet they've got no shortage of people that are going to show up to this strip club, dye their hair black, maybe put on an Iowa or a Fever jersey and try to win $500. Like, you got to think about how much money $500 is. That's a pretty good amount. Now, you got to go on stage, maybe do a little dance, try to earn your money. I bet Caitlin Clark is probably like just rolling her eyes at it. I don't think she's super bothered by it because this is how much she's in the heads of the people in Chicago. Like, if you want to be Angel Reese fans, if you want to be Angel Reese for that matter, all they're thinking about is Caitlin Clark. Guess what? She might not even play this weekend. She's still on the injured list. She lives rent-free in the heads of the people in Chicago. So I think that's a win for Caitlin. And it might be a win for some woman that might be tall, athletic-looking with dark hair in Chicago.
I think I'm putting the kibosh on using my name or likeness or even whatever, having anything to do with the WNBA. I'm probably putting the lawyers on these guys. No. If I'm Caitlin Clark, I think I have a problem with it. I do.
Okay.
I think I'm sick in the lawyers on
So if you found out there was a strip club in Cincinnati somewhere and they were having a Nigel lookalike contest.
On the other hand, I'd be honored. I'd be flattered. Where do you want to go next? We don't have much time here. You want to go to this next one?
Sure, let's do that.
All right. The stars of Back to the Future are begging everyone to help them find the missing Gibson guitar, that red guitar that Michael J. Fox played at the end of the movie.
Okay.
They even cut a custom video for the search. Here's Michael J. Fox along with others like Christopher Lloyd and the guy that played Marvin Berry.
Your cousin Marvin!
The coolest part is at the end you'll hear when Huey Lewis surprises Michael. He gives him a big hug.
Hi, Michael J. Fox. You may know me as Marty McFly.
Leah Thompson here. I played Lorraine McFly in Back to the Future.
We need your help.
We are on the lookout for a missing guitar.
We're trying to find the guitar I played in Back to the Future.
No one's seen that guitar since 1985, and we need to find it.
It's somewhere lost in the space-time continuum, or it's in some Teamster's garage.
This guitar,
has been lost to the future.
If you know where it is, if you know who has it, call us, text us.
Michael? I'm sorry. I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
There's Huey Lewis.
Is that you? Oh, my brother.
Help us find it.
LostToTheFuture.com.
Or there might be a paradox.
All right, we got it. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I think it's kind of fun. I think it's a fun promotion.
There's some sort of promotion going on here. It's not. I have a feeling I know.
It's not just because all of these, you know, people who are millionaires want to find the guitar.
I think they know where the guitar is.
Somebody on the YouTube chat said, did Jim Irsay have the guitar? Because that's the kind of stuff he would buy.
Yeah.
Right? The Jim Irsay collection. Like, he would buy all of these amazing guitars and memorabilia. I don't believe Jim has it. You're right. I think they know where it is. But, no, I think that's a fun commercial. And people love nostalgia. Like, you want to see Michael J. Fox and Leah Thompson. And Christopher Lloyd, he still sounds like Doc Brown perfectly. Yeah. Marty!
He still looks as old as he did in 1985.
My Doc Brown impression sounds just like my Bernie Sanders.
Let me hear it. Let me do it again.
Marty!
You expected him to walk to California?
Socialism! Marty! It's the same voice. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Downtown Indianapolis is a crowded place. You've got a cloudy sky at the moment, 81 degrees in the Circle City. Lows tonight around 69. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:29. There's so much traffic because the Indiana Pacers are handing out gear, and in the middle of all of it is WIBC's Ryan Hedrick. Ryan.
Well, John, there is nothing but a sea of cars looking south down Pennsylvania Street, headed to Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and that's for two reasons, really, because the Pacers are hosting a free giveaway. Swag bags is what they're calling it. The second reason is people just want to get out of this gridlock and get home. This woman says she's waiting in line, but she's more than happy to do so as long as she gets what she wants.
Well, I feel like it should have been a little bit earlier, but I don't mind waiting in all this traffic because it's going to be worth it once I get up there.
Reporting from Gridlocked, downtown Indianapolis, waiting to get my own swag bag. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Pacers are about to play the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Finals. Indiana Governor Mike Braun is making a wager with Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt. Here's what Braun is offering.
I'm predicting that we're going to win as the underdogs. And if I lose, you're going to get a big package of pork products from the Smoking Goose Meadery. Anxious to see what you're going to do.
Well, Stitt responded quickly.
I absolutely accept your challenge. And I'll tell you what, I am going to put on the line some of the best steaks in the world from right here in Oklahoma. The Oklahoma City Thunder is going to bring home the championship, no doubt about it.
The Pacers' flight to Oklahoma City was delayed getting there Tuesday night because of severe weather that hit Oklahoma. Some Senate Republicans are against the One Big Beautiful Bill because it calls for raising the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. Oklahoma Republican Senator Mark Wayne Mullins supports it, though, and he explained why when he spoke to Fox's The Will Cain Show this afternoon.
We have to borrow the money to get us over the hump to let Biden's policies fade out and Trump's policies increase.
The bill is being analyzed by the Congressional Budget Office. A friend to Sean Diddy Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura will return to the stand tomorrow after spending most of the day testifying. Brianna Bongolan said Combs once told her he was the devil and he could kill her. Diddy has pleaded not guilty to sex trafficking and other charges. And the John Wick spinoff.
Do you like your dogs? I know a school where they teach Joneses.
Ballerina is expected to battle it out with Lilo and Stitch over the top spot at the box office this weekend. The movie starring Ana de Armas is expected to make between $28 and $30 million in its first weekend. Lilo and Stitch is supposed to make between $30 and $35 million in its third frame. And right now, let's head on over to traffic. Matt Bear.
Gridlock downtown Indianapolis has started with Gainbridge Fieldhouse and the Pacers giveaway, and that had Penn backed up all the way to I-65. People are trying to get around that, doing the rerouting, and traffic is backed up from every major intersection downtown right now. Adding to it, this makes it worse. Southbound 65 coming out of the south split at Raymond. That's a crash. It has the left lane blocked, and again, that's a construction delay, adding with the people trying to escape downtown right now. Traffic jammed up. Back to the north split that has westbound 70 stopped in some parts from Sherman Drive into the north split. Eastbound 70 into the south split. Backed up to Harding Street. Inbound 65 delayed 6 minutes from 29th to Meridian Penn. Carmel crash southbound Keystone Parkway at 96th Street. We are still slow on southbound for 116th Street past 106. North side westbound 465 loaded before Meridian 31 past Michigan Road, and northbound 465 stop and go from 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust local, trust employee owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Tonight's forecast will call for showers and storms to increase in coverage, primarily after midnight. A marginal 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather is in place. Low temperatures around 70 degrees as we go into tomorrow. On and off showers and storms are expected throughout the day. High temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s. Friday's forecast also calling for showers and storms to be likely. High temperatures in the low 80s. On Wish TV, Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse for 93 WIBC.
Well, they're in the low 80s right now, 82 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer, right over there with a very special guest on the hotline.
He is an investigative reporter at the Daily Signal and also the host of the Tony Kennet Cast. Every Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. right after our show here at 93 WIBC. Tony Kennet, the Tonus, my man, how are you?
I'm feeling fantastic, guys. How you doing?
Good.
I think we're doing better than the Trump-hating national media because it's kind of been a bad week for the Orange Man bad crowd, Tony. I know you've talked about this. You've put it on social media. Let's take a trip down memory lane here.
Ooh.
Let's talk about some of the L's that the Trump-hating Orange Man bad media has had this week.
Well, first and foremost, my absolute favorite is watching all of the CNN outlets, the MSNBC crew, essentially forced to say we took Hamas's word for it again, and then be forced to just make retraction after retraction. Then you've got the Washington Post saying, man, all of these mysterious lack of fentanyl seizures, we have no idea what could have changed, being called out on the carpet for just flat out refusing to publish provided statistics. I mean, man, this is brutal.
What's more embarrassing there, Tony, of the two things you mentioned, Washington Post, NBC, buying into Hamas propaganda that was clearly wrong, but they hate Trump so much they felt like it was a dig at him to run it, or somebody with a straight face going, I just don't understand why fentanyl is all of a sudden slowed down at the border.
I'll give you a third. Here's the wild card. The New Yorker running an article going, now that Trump doesn't allow gay books in elementary schools anymore, I guess it's up to Ferdinand the Bull and Frog and Toad. And everyone went, what?
You're going to have to backtrack a little bit. I have no idea what you just said.
Wait a minute. Are you guys telling me you've never read like Frog and Toad or Ferdinand the Bull? They're kids' books.
No.
Nope. Missed that one, Tonus.
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe it. So these are like old but really good like children's books. The New Yorker ran an article saying that now that Trump doesn't allow gay books in schools anymore, that these two like just normal kids' books are going to have to be gay enough for everyone. And everyone was like, are you mentally okay? So the media's really struggling this week.
And
they're having a meltdown over Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, changing the name of the battleship.
Oh, Harvey Milk, the pedophile. Yeah. Yeah, the guy who, again, what politician hasn't made a good time out of illegal relationships with 16-year-olds? I mean, come on.
And then there's our good friend Fredo over at CNN, Chris Cuomo. Now, ever since he got bounced from CNN, he's been trying to rebrand himself, reinvent himself as more of a moderate. I'm more of somebody that's in the center, right? But every once in a while, when you get his Irish up a little bit, that crazy liberal lunatic that is deep inside starts to creep back out. And we saw that this past week.
So there's a question, because you guys are dads. Did you guys have the phase with your teenagers where they like reinvented themselves about once every couple of months?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is Chris Cuomo, but right now. So, like, he tries to come out and say, guys, I'm new and improved. And then he walks out and says, that whole illegal immigrants murdering Americans thing, that's an artificial problem. I mean, yeah, rest in peace, Lake and Riley. I'm listening to this thinking, oh, my God, what a thing to say. 4 days later, that awful Colorado terrorist attack by an illegal immigrant against Americans. And he's been strangely silent since then.
Now, wait a minute. How could that be? Because I thought he was buddies with Tucker now. I thought he was friends with Bill O'Reilly now. This is a new Chris Cuomo. He would certainly come on the air and talk about that.
Well, amazingly, whenever there's an incident like this, there's this weird, awkward period of silence for a couple of weeks, maybe up to a month, until they start to say, guys, this has been overblown, and it goes back to being an artificial problem again. It's amazing when the silence chooses to step up.
I got to tell you, the Colorado story has me just outraged and confused, because a lot of what we saw during the Biden era was these military-aged men coming into our country seeking, quote, asylum. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're seeking asylum from your oppressive countries. Where are your wives? Where are your daughters? Where are your moms? Where are your sisters? Why is it just the dudes coming over and, quote, seeking asylum, as this guy was and overstayed his visa in Egypt?
So I also want to point out that I just got done with a debate from a guy who runs a left-leaning nonprofit about immigration, and he told me that all of this outrage over illegal immigrants was unfair because most illegal immigrants are just people who overstayed their visa, and they're okay, right? No. In fact, as we saw in Colorado, a guy who overstayed his visa and then evaded federal officials, which is illegal. I know Ilhan Omar says, no, it's a civil offense. No, that is not correct. It is illegal. Then this stuff happens. And again, that all of a sudden they have no comment. All of the mouths that were running telling you that it's just a bunch of, what did you say, Nigel, like pregnant women and like kindly old men going to play chess in the park.
Yeah,
that doesn't hold up too well.
No. Not at all.
And Tony, if you follow the media closely, and we kind of live in this bubble, so we probably follow it closer than others, it seems like there's a little disconnect when it comes to left-wing violence and maybe if there's a lunatic on the right side. If there's a lunatic on the right, let's say there's a gunman, right? We know everything about that dude that night, from his social handles to whether or not he owns a MAGA hat and has a picture in it. But when it's left-wing violence, it may have like a 12-hour spurt in the news cycle, and you don't see it too much after that.
And you actually have a guy who is screaming like racial slurs at the Jews at that event in Colorado. And he is, again, his name is like Mohammed Salam, and he's out there yelling and spraying fire, being very vocal, very open about it. And then the chief of police, this lefty who's only been in office since September of 24, goes, we really aren't sure of the motive of this individual. And I'm amazed. I'm amazed that he's not tarred and feathered immediately for being that stupid. I can't believe it.
Oh, guess what else is coming in terms of media outrage? They're deporting not only him, or I guess they're going to incarcerate the assailant, the attacker, the terrorist, but they're deporting his entire family.
You saw the USA Today article on that, right? Like that the Indy Star is also running. Oh, well, didn't you hear? His daughter wanted to come to this country to study medicine. Oh, well, gee, that's too bad. Maybe this is just kind of a cool concept. maybe don't enable terrorism and also come here legally. And there's other places to study medicine.
And no
Womp womp.
matter what would have happened, the USA Today, the Indy Star would have had their panties in a twist. I can't believe you're separating families. I can't believe you're sending families out together. There's nothing that could have been done that would have warranted a positive response from these people.
At this point, I'm just looking for Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland to go bring a margarita to this guy's jail cell and demand his release.
Tony Kennett's our guest, the Tony Kennet cast. We had action in Minneapolis for some reason, protests in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where you had people shoving and threatening ICE and DHS because they shockingly want to find people who are a pain in the ass and here illegally and send them back where they came from.
So this is one of those things that I loved getting to watch because I actually got to kind of beat out the rest of the media on this story. I was watching live all of these videos breaking about this ICE raid in Minneapolis because there was a guy who owns a bar that's letting in minors. There were suspicions of sex trafficking, just friendly Minneapolis neighborhood activities.
Sure.
Exactly. And so the ICE showed up to arrest the individuals who were there illegally, participating in possibly human and drug trafficking. And all of these white women show up and start chanting, "There are neighbors. There are neighbors." And one genius, there's a guy with his M16 or his M4 draped across his chest, pointed at the ground. One of the protesters goes up and puts their hand on the rifle. I don't know if you guys know anything about law enforcement. Putting your hand on the officer's gun, not historically a good idea.
No.
So the officer shoves the person away, a very measured reaction, mind you.
Yeah.
And the crowd starts bleeding like they're a soccer player touched on the field, rolling around on the ground. Everyone's mourning and crying like Knicks fans. It was hilarious.
And I assume that that type of violent activity would be a top story on CBS, ABC, NBC, any one of those networks, Tony.
No, we only cover that if it's January 6th at the Capitol.
Got it.
Ah, there it is.
Can you come back for one more segment with us?
Sure.
I want to get your thoughts on if there's a little feud brewing between Donald Trump, Elon Musk, the big, beautiful bill. We'll dive into that when we come back. Tony Kennett's with us. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Are you planning for your retirement? Ensure you're on the right track with a crucial step, tax planning. At Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, every retirement plan we design includes comprehensive tax planning. Imagine maximizing your savings while minimizing tax burdens. Tax planning isn't just about the present. It's a cornerstone for retirement planning. The less you have to give to Uncle Sam, the more cash flow you have in retirement. So take control of your financial situation. Proper tax planning can help optimize your retirement income, leaving you with more time to enjoy the life you've worked hard for. Let us help you create a tax-efficient retirement plan. Your future self will thank you. Call Absolute Wealth Management, LLC, 317-288-0634. That's 317-288-0634. Or visit AbsoluteWealthManagementLLC.com. William Gonzalez offers investment advisory service through Gradient Advisors, LLC, 877-885-0508, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Absolute Wealth Management is not a registered investment advisor nor an affiliate of Gradient Advisors. Gradient Advisors, LLC, and its advisors do not render tax, legal, or accounting advice. Insurance offered through William Gonzalez, independent agent.
Are you worried about your taxes? Okay, so I'm talking to those of you out there that have not filed in a few years with the IRS or state. It's time to get worried, and here's why. The IRS is getting back from their own COVID lockdown, and they're hiring more enforcers, and they're going to come after people that owe taxes. So if you're a 1099 worker, and maybe you just plain forgot to file your taxes, you need to call the professionals right now at the Tax Helpline. They are experts at knowing the tax regulations, and their goal is to help you pay as little as possible. Call right now and get a 100% free tax evaluation. Remember, before the IRS knocks on your door, knock on our door. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, make this free call right now.
Call Texas 321 now at 800-808-9443. 800-808-9443. That's 800-808-9443.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
Tired of feeling alone in your job search? With just one connection, you can find endless job opportunities. That connection is Express Employment Professionals. Visit expresspros.com.
Politics, punchlines, and pure WIBC. The Mashup Podcast pulls the day's best moments from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, Hammer and Nigel, and drops them in one place. New episodes each weekday. Search WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
Yeah, Hammer, downtown traffic still a zoo. It started with Penn, the southbound one-way at Maryland with Cambridge Fieldhouse and the Pacers giveaway. That backed up Penn all the way to the Interstate I-65, and we still have gridlock in north of Monument Circle up to New York Street and to the south of Monument Circle, Indiana Avenue. Awful at the moment, so is West Street. So if you're trying to get to the interstates, please be patient. We have gridlock in parts of downtown Indy. Eastbound 70 stop-and-go traffic from Harding Street into the South Split. Now, the crash did clear on the south end of the South Split. This is southbound 65 at Raymond Street. That should help out alleviate the traffic on the interstates a little bit. Westbound 70 into the North Split downtown, still slow before Emerson Avenue. Also looking at southbound 65, that is jammed from 29th to Meridian Penn on a 19-minute delay. Crash on the south side. This is Emerson Avenue at Thompson Road, and on the west side, crash southbound 465 at Washington Street, and blocking the exit ramp partially. Partial blockage to the exit ramp. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
84 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC. Back on the Hammer and Nigel show. Big Nige is here. I'm Jason Hammer, and we're joined by the Tonus, Tony Kennet, host of the Tony Kennet Cast. He's coming up at 7 o'clock tonight, right after our show. Is there a feud here, Tonus, between Elon and Donald Trump, or is it more Elon and congressional Republicans?
I think there is a bit of a feud between Elon and Trump, but I think that this really boils down to the expectations and then the really annoying realities of politics that everyone loves to pretend doesn't exist, but unfortunately they keep voting for.
So you're talking about the big, beautiful... Elon came out yesterday, just totally bashed Trump's big, beautiful bill.
Oh, yeah, we're talking WWE brother Hulk Hogan style.
Right, he cut a promo on Trump.
I was actually looking for Vince McMahon by the end of it. I was like, it's going to get great. Comes out, calls it terrible, says it spends a lot of money we don't have, which is true. Of course, criticizes the Trump bill, again, which there does, in fact, deserve to be criticism of. However, we don't have a major majority in the House or in the Senate. It's not just possible to walk through and cut a bunch of things that, I'm going to be honest with you, Republican voters really don't want cut. Some of them do. I'm one of them who do. But a lot of Republicans don't. They like their big programs. They're like, don't touch my Social Security. Don't touch my Medicare, my Medicaid. Well, if you add that to the national debt interest, that's 60% of the U.S. budget alone. So you got to make the cuts from somewhere, and cutting $1,000 here, $2,000 there from a federal agency, while I appreciate that, that isn't enough to make an appreciable difference. It's some rough realities that, unfortunately, people don't really want to sign on to.
Got a couple minutes left here with Tony Kennet. And Tony, I can't believe we're still talking about this subject. It's 2025. It's got more staying power than I thought it would have. Dudes playing against girls in sports in high school and younger ages. We had the California track and field state finals this past weekend. A dude was dominating. Donald Trump's been ripping California on Truth Social, ripping Gavin Newsom, threatening to cut funding. How are we still talking about this nonsense?
Especially when Democrats have been telling us this is a non-issue, and it doesn't really happen.
Because like everything else the Democrats do, all of the non-issues that the public is universally against, They have made their entire identity. We just talked about that with illegal immigration. We just talked about that with the budget. Now here we are with this nonsense. And the Gavin Newsom move of saying, you know what, one guy beating 4 women is a bad thing. Let's have him beat 5 women is the most Democrat answer in history. And I got to tell you guys, I'm still kind of gobsmacked that they have made this, gender and immigration, their entire 2026 platform. I can't believe it, but here we are.
Yeah, and it really feels like it's an easy fix. If you are born a dude, you compete against dudes. You leave the women alone. I don't think that's asking too much.
No, it's not. And that requires literally no other explanation.
What's coming up on the big show at 7 o'clock tonight?
We're going to talk to a retired congressman who's really pissed, which should be really funny.
Wow, a pissed off congressman. Where'd you find one of those, Tony?
In the angry letters section.
Got it. 7 o'clock tonight, it's the Tony Kennet cast. You can also check out his work at the Daily Signal. Have a great show tonight, man.
Thanks, guys. You're the best.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Better check those Social Security statements to see how much money you'll be getting in retirement, because the number could be a lot less, could be a lot more than the number that's actually on your statement. Hammer and Nigel here for Bill Demery, your retirement guy right here in Indy. Discover how you could get every penny that's rightfully yours with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy.
If you've saved more than $200,000 but you have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule a free analysis right now with Bill Demery, your retirement guy, my retirement guy. This free analysis takes the guesswork out of filing for your benefits, and most importantly, it could help you get every last penny that's rightfully yours. 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, your retirement guy. 317-648-5120.
Neighborhoods are popping up everywhere, but if you want something different than what you're currently seeing, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, can build you a unique, custom home on your own private lot or anywhere you can bring your own builder. They've built hundreds of homes across central Indiana. Visit Joyner